What we do here is go back.
Oink, oink. Oof. Oi, oi. Good to see you. Good to be back on, Kevin. I am way more chill. Yeah, I had some vacation time, although I did just spend some time today organizing for the election study. But burp, that was a different topic. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes, and I did dip in for a little bit, although I was exhausted yesterday. And I saw you enjoying some premium cope. You were getting high on the right wing supply.
Yeah, well, we'd been watching some British politics stuff, and then everyone was like, "Oh, there's going to be a fucking result in the Trump case." So
Yeah.
yeah, when that happened, I thought, well, I'll stay on for another hour and do some shit. Yeah.
Wait, are you muted?
No.
Okay, I'm just seeing muted. Okay.
Am I
in the
muted?
chat.
No, it's the OBS says I'm fine.
Okay, all right. So okay.
Fuck you, everyone. Fuck
Everyone's
you.
just muted.
They do this. They get together and decide to pull stupid fucking pranks on me. Not anymore. Suck a dick, all of you. Anyway,
Oh,
right.
okay. He is unmuted. You are now unmuted. Oh my god, did you see the mashup of Trump and George Floyd? Trump with dreads.
Christy.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
get ahead
okay.
of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself, okay?
You
As an American, Christy, my condolences to you.
For what?
Well, I mean, there's no real easy way of saying this. America is dead, Christy.
Oh, when did that happen?
Yesterday.
Oh, is that the end of democracy when a white rich man was held accountable for his white collar crimes?
Christy, this you seem to be taking this in a much more flippant light than I had expected. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Sam Alito will be flying an upside down flag in the next. Is already
Honestly,
up on
his
house.
wife is going to pull out the most obscure flag known to man. It's going to be so mental. Justice has lost. Hang on, I think this needs a musical accompaniment.
Okay.
You won't be able to hear it, but it's the crab rose.
Okay.
Justice has lost. Evil has won.
Kevin S. Crab in the chat.
R.I.P. America, 1776 to 2024. But I just want to point out, if they can do this without any evidence, while breaking the law to a president, imagine what they can do to little guys like you and us.
Well, I don't think those other people, the little guys, are engaging in campaign finance fraud and business records fraud. So no worries there. I don't know about you. I'm not planning on doing any crime, so not scared.
I am planning on doing lots of crimes. Yes.
Oh.
Lots of
Then you should be
crimes,
scared.
Everybody. Lots of crimes.
Oh, are you wearing orange in solidarity with Donald's upcoming?
I'm
jumpsuit?
wearing red, Christy, actually.
Oh, it looks orange on the.
Did you like my
maybe 'cause
meme,
of
by the
lighting.
way? Did you like my meme?
Which one? You've got a couple. You got the crab meme. You got the Nelson Mandela meme.
Yeah, exactly. Look at them. They're two peas in a pod. These two.
Yeah, both.
Political prisoners, Christy.
One fought against the systemic oppression of people based on their skin color,
And the other one's Nelson Mandela.
and the other one has a terrible fake skin color.
Christy, they call him the Manhattan Madiba. You have some fucking respect.
Yeah, Republicans were losing their shit widely just generally and widely, all the way up to people pandering for this VP spot. I saw.
Yes, yes. Well, they're all fucking trying that shit. Because that's the problem. Satan versus not Satan, and it'd still be 49-51 in the US.
Oh yeah,
Because that's just
yeah.
the way it fucking goes.
Yeah. Well, I think I fucked up the quote because I'm terrible and I have lots of typos, which I can't edit yet on Blue Sky. But I did see, so I watched the MSNBC live stream news as they were reading out all 34 guilty counts and various things. And some mega spammers were in the chat and they said, it's okay. They said Jesus was guilty too. Like, motherfucker, he was guilty.
He was.
He did claim to be the king of the Jews.
Look, I've said this before. You may not have liked the legal system as it existed at the time, but he was banged to rights and the Romans got their man, okay? They brought a guilty man to justice.
Roman style.
Exactly.
Execution.
Hashtag back the legions.
Yeah. Vogel wants to know if you showed me your crabby panda.
What the fuck are you talking about, you lunatic?
There's a link to a thing. I'm kind of scared.
Oh, they made me a fucking fursona.
They did?
They did.
Aw,
and
that's sweet.
It's a red panda.
Oh my god, look at you. Look how cute you are.
It's a red panda in a fucking lobster costume.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of like Little John vibes from Robin Hood there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. I mean, if
John and Robin Hood.
If Little John wasn't just, stealing shit, but was also like a fucking sexual degenerate of some kind, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you fit both of those. I mean, you like, not that you're a thief, but I would.
I steal from the rich, and I give to heroin dealers because I want to buy heroin.
I think I technically already have a fursona. I think my squidgy. What do you call the dancy things?
Wiggler.
Wiggler. My Wiggler is my fursona, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess so, yeah. Although that's just me. That's not like a different animal. That's just me as a plushie or whatever, yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
I think you need a Wiggler of that.
I'd have to pay someone to do that, and I can't be bothered. Anyway. Christy motherfucking Winters.
Yeah.
We'll dip in and out of the various memes that have come along, but there is only one place that you and I can really watch the Trump stuff.
Yeah, we do. Basically, we're kind of like, like ethical vegetarians when it comes to consuming fascist content. Oh, I thought we were going to go back to X, but no. Of course. It's internet today.
We'll be exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah. This is our sweet spot, right? Yeah. Exactly. We'll be dipping in and out of Twitter for various memes and things. There's been and also, by the way, Blue Sky definitely is where it's at because yesterday. Do you remember old Twitter? As shit as it was, and it was shit, let's not be rose-tinted glasses about this. Mm-hmm. When a communal event took place, when a thing where people, communed across oceans and all the rest of it, and people could, have a singular event and express their way in creativity. It was genuinely fun. For a good few hours, there were memes, there was jokes, people retweeting crazy shit, and just people trying to outdo each other with how creative and wonderful it was, and there was a genuine feeling of kind of excitement about the event, not like crazy excitement, but like something fun, something interesting.
Yeah, like a bunch of people you meet at a rock concert.
Yeah,
and you all like,
and you don't get that. You just don't get that on Twitter, right? But you did get that on Blue Sky yesterday. It was sort of like old Twitter. Yeah. It was nice. So yeah,
a collective expression of like commenting on and consuming things about a specific topic.
Indeed,
yeah.
Krista.
I did enjoy, like I said, the YouTube comments. I saw some good comments. DJT, doing jail time.
Yeah,
that was
good.
Works.
That one works.
And the capital T, the fraud father, as in like the Godfather, but the fraud father.
Yeah, I see what you've done.
And everyone's doing their favorites. I prefer presidents who don't have felony convictions.
True. One of my favourite ones was the famous image of him in Home Alone 2 with Macaulay Culkin. And it says, Donald Trump is now the only actor from Home Alone 2 to have been convicted on 34 felony charges. And I'll be honest with you, I would have put so far. Because I don't know what Macaulay Culkin's been up to. He could have been up to anything. Would you put it past him to have committed 34 felonies? I wouldn't.
I don't really know. I don't want to disparage him and by putting him in the same category as Trump.
Well, he doesn't have to have committed the same felonies. He could have murdered. I don't know.
Okay, apparently, according to Sib, my Wiggler is not my persona. I need something more cuddly but in charge.
Cuddly but in charge?
Yeah. Like,
Mama Bear.
Yeah.
Mama Bear.
Yes, maybe like that.
Ah.
Okay, people are taking... All right, I'm going to have a persona by the end of this episode, apparently.
Nice.
They're doing it. You have to do a poll in the chat.
Yes.
Let me know how it's going, y'all.
Woo!
Okay.
Oh, yeah, baby. I did everything right.
And
they
they
convicted me. Oh, folks, we're not going to waste any time. Former president and current felon, Donald J. Trump.
I know, you gotta love, because I was doing it live. Literally, the fucking Wikipedia changed like instantly. Like the result was announced, and within 5 fucking minutes, the Wikipedia had changed.
Also,
People
I just
don't
like
fuck around,
current
man.
felon. I think that just should be his current felon.
Current felon.
Yeah.
Current felon. Thank you, Vogel, for gifting a sub. Don't forget, you can give subs and do bits, messages, etc., etc. This would be a fun one to intervene and annoy me on, because we're not going to be very focused on anything in particular other than this one thing. But like, I don't have to concentrate a lot, so you can interrupt me tonight.
Oh, I can?
Well, no, I'm talking to the chat.
Oh, okay.
You can always interrupt me. Why would I have you on if you?
I was like, why am I getting permission to interrupt you?
No,
This
I'm
seems-
talking to the plebeians.
All right, you just said the you, and it wasn't entirely sure. Okay.
It's not the royal you.
Okay.
Guilty on all 34.
On every count.
34 counts, baby.
34.
And this is, of course, related to the hush money trial in New York City.
Election
And for the
interference.
first-
Thank you.
Indeed, indeed.
Stop calling it hush money. It was an election. He got convicted because he was trying to manipulate an election.
True. I mean, I tried to manipulate an erection, but apparently that's not illegal.
No, that's sometimes very encouraged. By the way, my rear end has an amazing statistic now.
Which is?
The average president is now guilty of 0.76
Oh, they
felonies.
were fucking doing this yesterday. Yes, yes. I read out your fucking stat yesterday. Shut up.
Yeah, but now they get the joke twice.
Oh, fucking end me. No, I'm only joking. Yes, so if you were wondering about how those charges went and what the results were, Jake Tapper's got you covered. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Count 1 is guilty, 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 guilty. Another felony charge. Guilty, 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 guilty.
I could stop it,
guilty,
couldn't I?
Guilty.
I could actually
guilty,
stop
it's
now.
Guilty,
music.
guilty,
It's music to my
guilty,
ear.
guilty, 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 guilty. Count 34. Guilty. Donald Trump.
Don't keep us suspended. Fucking dick teasing us with your little fucking half step there. Oh,
What? Ooh, the poll is up.
what?
Ooh, Puma is currently winning.
But don't be American. Puma.
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 Like Tuesday or tuna.
Yeah.
Puma.
Puma.
Puma. Like Puma Bear. Yeah, Puma. I can see that. Puma. Sorry.
What about
Puma.
Trump and his Yeti poobs?
Yeah, I'm not joining the Persona community exactly, but I want to be ready in case I need to do some, like, you know, I want to join a.
What do you mean
an
in
event.
what an emergency fucking animal fuck session?
Yeah, and I want to be ready. You know, I just have it in my closet. I like to be prepared.
Okay. That seems like a really expensive, like on the spur of the moment thing, though, because those are not cheap, are they?
I think it's more the artwork here. Like, I'll just flash this in my.
What, and the bloke
My
will
bio.
come? What?
What?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, cougar would definitely fit me. Puma is pretty close to a cougar, and I would definitely, yeah. For me, cougar really fits.
Time in his life, old Donnie Trump was not able to wriggle his way out of this one, though we will see if anything actually happens. because sentencing isn't until July 11th, and we're not sure if this will have any effect on his campaign
Well, I mean,
to become the president once again.
it definitely won't stop it or anything because, firstly, you can be a convicted felon. You can't vote. You can't own a gun. You can't hire a fucking car in many states.
Apparently,
but
you
you can have access to nuclear codes.
Yeah, you can't have a real estate license. Apparently.
Surely that's the one thing in which being a convicted felon would be an assistance, wouldn't it?
Well,
would
yes.
think.
So, by the way, if he does, well, he is a convicted felon now, but
Yes.
depending on where,
That is a
if
stiff dick of
he
poop.
gets sentenced and when this would all take place, because he's Mr. Delay,
Well, he's exactly.
appeal.
He's literally already said he's going to appeal, which means the sentencing won't happen in July, which basically means it won't happen before the election.
Well, I mean,
So
the
he will
sentence-
go into the election as a convicted felon, regardless.
Well, yeah, that's happened already. Like that's a given.
Yeah.
From my understanding, there is a possibility that his defense could ask the judge to set aside the verdict, which might delay the sentencing for like a further 2 weeks. But Judge Mershon will hand down a sentence. And Marcus is going to come on later on, so Marcus can also clarify this, make sure my understanding is correct. He will hand down a sentence. You can't appeal on something that hasn't been, decided. So he will have it go through sentencing, and then I think he will, file appeals for his conviction and maybe also for his sentence. But here's the thing that, like, for me, if he got, let's say, a 3-month sentence, he could, in theory, do that and still run the whole time and have it done and have it behind him, right? And now it's no longer an issue for the campaign. Now it's like a 4-month sentence, whatever he gets off for good behavior, whatever else.
Do you think he's ever going to do this though, Christo?
Right, but if he appeals it and then they go through this whole process, like, it's a state thing, and I don't know if federalism is going to come in and the federal government's going to tell the states they can't keep their prisoners in prison when they're president, which is a great incentive to run for the highest office when you're trying to avoid a state sentence, which seems to me a perverse incentive. But people would have to think, let's say he got house arrest.
Right.
He got 2 years of house arrest. Now the White House is a prison. He wouldn't be able to go to global events because he'd be on house arrest. He'd have a fucking, tracker on him. I guess
That would be fun. That would be fun.
But that's a practical thing that, people won't like. And, if you remember back to 2016, one of the things he said about Hillary Clinton is that she's going to have so many cases against her and it's going to be so complicated. She's going to spend all her time dealing with legal issues and not focused on the country. I just feel like we should get that clip out. And that should be Trump versus Trump.
Yeah.
Because that's his situation. He's got the Georgia case. That's going to go ahead. I don't know if Arizona is eventually going to bring some charges against him as well. But he's definitely got a conviction now in New York and will at least, he's a convicted felon. So I don't know how that changes if it does any of his other cases. But anyway.
Well, you can definitely run from a prison cell because that has happened before.
Yes, but can he govern from a prison cell?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because Eugene Debs, the communist during the 20s, ran for president from a prison cell and got 2% of the vote.
If he just took it on the chin in July, in theory, if the worst case scenario happened and he actually did win the election and he was serving 6 months and he was out in January, that's all behind him.
Yeah,
but
I don't know, Christy. Honestly, it's so mental. This hasn't happened before, so we don't know what would happen.
Oh no, with Trump, we're always in uncharted territory. We've never had a twice impeached president before. We've never had a president who stole classified documents.
Well, we literally couldn't have done because there were only 2 impeachments before him, and they were 150 years, 130 years apart, whatever. Yeah, mental, fucking mental.
In fact, if anything, it might help.
Yeah, so we're taking this as a very, very funny win, and we're just going to enjoy ourselves for a second, and we hope that...
Can we just enjoy the Trump L? Honestly, just so fun. He looked so dejected when he walked out of the courtroom. Honestly, I was shooting
get that as a print.
ropes, mate. Oh, it was lovely.
Get that as a print.
You will too. It's so rare that we get these small victories, and it's good to acknowledge.
This is a rare victory and also just like a historic event.
Yes.
This has never happened before.
Yes, quite literally unprecedented.
We've
And
never
also-
had a former and future president convicted of a crime.
Yes,
It
and
might
also
not be
a
a future
very fun day
president.
to be online.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might not be, but I mean,
I see where he's going. Yeah, possible future
I
president.
suspect. Oh God, I hope they don't make the same mistake in as they did in 2016. You just go, "Oh, Trump's bad," because that isn't enough. You need to say what you're going to do. Give people a reason to vote for you.
Yeah, but Trump's given a lot of people who voted for him in 2016 a reason for them to not vote for him again. I mean, I think we forget that he had that sort of shine of newness. In 2016, people like, oh, he can't be as bad as they say he's going to be. And then a lot of people have woken up to the fact that he is actually as bad as they say. He's worse.
Okay.
So, and you're going to have a real pushback against his, he has the consequence of having destroyed Roe v. Wade. That is a cosmic rule.
Okay, but again, you do have to give people a reason to vote for you. You really do. 2016, I think, gives you a perfect example. You can't just say other guy bad. You have to.
Well, 2016 again was in some ways manipulated because he covered up his affair, right? So, but I mean, Biden has done enough. I mean, Biden has an infrastructure plan. He's promised to, he's done student loan forgiveness. He's pushed a lot of green energy. There are a lot of reasons that people have to vote for Biden.
Okay.
So it's not just Orange Man bad.
Yeah. Deb's got 6% of the vote. Okay, that's pretty good. From a prison cell. Imagine if they'd allowed him to campaign. Actually, maybe he was a dickhead. Maybe he got less. I don't know.
Yeah, so let's just bask in it. And to help you get back into the mood, since by the time this video goes up, it will have been a few hours. Here's a wonderful supercut of the verdict being read on CNN, cut by our friend Jordan. Here you go.
Count one.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah,
We're watching it again.
See, you anticipated it.
We're watching it again. We're watching it
Okay.
all the way through.
Why not? Just to savor it.
Okay? And if anyone leaves, I will fucking track you down.
Guilty. 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 Another felony charge. Guilty. 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 Guilty, 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 guilty,
The
guilty.
word doesn't mean anything anymore. It's just the sound. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty, 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 guilty. Count 34. Guilty.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, Thursday was arguably the most fun day on the internet since Trump got COVID. And it was truly a joy to witness it live. Just especially all the people huffing that copium.
The copium was great. Also, it seemed like everyone online was happy to give libs a pass.
Oh, my best one, right? My favourite, and it has to be Tim Pool. His first response, right? First response was one word. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Come on. War! Who? Yeah! What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Wait. What do you mean war? What do you mean
War! War!
What does he mean? He wants to go to war because
it's not
Donald
an
Trump...
over the top baby bitch response at all. It's fine, actually.
He really is a psycho, isn't he? I had a question. Did you check out his coverage at all of the Libertarian convention? Because
He interviewed Trump, yeah.
did he?
Yeah, Tim Pool interviewed Donald Trump. Didn't you see it?
No, I missed that because I was
Yeah.
wondering. He would probably be torn between his loyalty to the MAGA cult and the Libertarians in his audience.
Well, Trump wants to be announced as the Libertarian candidate, doesn't he?
How did that go for him?
He got booed.
He got booed
He
so
got
many
booed.
times, and he got so salty.
And they should. He should,
Yeah.
right? Because if the Libertarians actually believe what they claim to believe, taxation is theft, then Trump, as the for 4 years, was the head of the executive branch of the federal government, one of the biggest thieves in the history of the world. He took in billions in tax. Stole billions from the American people, didn't they? So they should boo him. If they actually believe any of that shit, they should despise the guy. It also raises an interesting question as to whether they should be putting up any kind of candidate for American president, given that he would also have to be a thief. But, you know.
Yeah, I think also the weird thing is who shows up at another party's convention trying to steal the nomination?
Someone who knows that the difference between him and winning and losing in places like Georgia is literally the Libertarian vote. If all the Libertarian vote in Georgia had gone to Trump, I think he'd have won, if I recall correctly.
But here's the other like weird thing. So,
which, by the way, you can't necessarily guarantee.
Finish a sentence.
Oh, sorry. So there's a delay. I do apologize. There is a genuine delay.
Okay. All right. So my point was, apparently, the Trump forces took over the Libertarian leadership and kicked out or drove out the call them old guard Libertarians.
I know about this. I can explain if you want.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's
a group called the Mises Caucus, who
the
are
what? The Mises?
Mises,
like
Mises, who was an economist, Mises, I think. Anyway, yeah, and they're basically MAGA cultist people. They literally, I mean, and they're just sort of trolly people as well. The Libertarian official Twitter account the other day, on I think it was his birthday, put out a John Wilkes Booth celebration tweet. Saying that he was an American patriot.
Wow.
Yeah,
the South will rise again, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. Interesting that the South has risen in the form of a billionaire from Manhattan.
Yes. So they took over the leadership, put on this conference, invited Donald Trump, and then had that whole scheme to have a speaker in one conference room, and while Secret Service sort of like set up for Trump in the next conference room. And then they brought in a whole bunch of MAGA people to fill the front seats while the real Libertarian delegates were watching another speech in the next room.
Yeah.
So that when that speech ended and they all came over to watch the Trump speech, all of the front seats were taken, so it was going to look like all the Libertarians loved Trump. And there was a big kerfuffle.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of wondering, like, if, you know, Tim Pool is stuck between booing Libertarians and fawning MAGA, like, how does he split that baby?
He literally donated the maximum to Trump's campaign.
Oh my God, he's such a tool.
He's chosen his route.
Yeah, white supremacy.
51 state landslide, Christy, this time.
Yeah. I guess he just likes funding Donald Trump's legal fees?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Anyway, so that was Tim Pool's response. Definitely very normal. He's a very normal boy.
Definitely believes in the rule of law.
Yeah.
That one. And not cultish, slavish devotion to a single person.
Yeah. Thank you, Welshie Jim, for gifting a couple of subs. Thank you to Lilycat for gifting a community sub. Much love to you.
Asked to enjoy themselves for a moment.
Let them have a nice day.
If you've got MSNBC parents, give them a call. They're probably
like, yeah, I know what you are. I'm not, but you are. Yeah, I am. You don't know who I am. That's right. But in case you somehow missed all the news and memes, we will scoop some of those up to show you, but it's obviously hard to keep track because the timeline was basically on fire for hours after the verdict. I'm sure Linda Yaccarino in the next 24 hours will let us know how much the impressions were up.
Wow!
It all happens on X. So first, the actual news. Donald Trump is now the first president in United States.
Interesting that they've gone with that front page headline. An interesting juxtaposition in the headlines from the papers today. Sorry, apologies.
Gesundheit.
Don't be foreign. Just stop it. Stop. Where are we? Oh, for fuck's sake. You can't move the order of things around, so I couldn't prepare.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, Discord it's a posted note.
Where's the fucking newspaper one? Or is it on Blue Sky? It might be on Blue Sky. Fucking.
No one has any place to go. It's fine.
Yeah, fuck them.
It's Friday night. We're all just here. It's time for the weekend.
Indeed.
Although I've been on holiday since about 3 o'clock on Monday. Woohoo!
So there you go. Guilty. Guilty. Injustice!
Who is that? New York Post?
New York Post.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah. Although at least they got the sad fat face.
You know, I
I'll
get
give 'em
what
that.
political hit job? I don't understand. Like, I've seen conservatives go on TV and go, nobody understand these charges. Like, it's not that difficult. He had a political donation to his campaign. I mean, in other words, he tried to affect the campaign by spending a bunch of money, but he didn't want to have to declare it. There's his dreads. Yeah, he didn't want to have to declare it as a campaign in-kind contribution or campaign expense. So he hid it as a legal expense from his company and falsified records, business records, in order to do it. So in other words, he lied on his campaign records and he lied on his business records in order to deceive the American people. I don't see, why is that so difficult?
Today was our George Floyd moment. Christo.
Yeah,
Look at it.
I saw it already. I already pointed it out. I mentioned it.
Just take it in, okay?
It was our George. Who is this David fucking white fascist? Today was our George Floyd moment.
It was Christo.
I'm sorry, I don't remember him being pinned down to the ground and having his neck stepped on for 8 minutes.
For 34 counts.
Is
Christo.
he breathing?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, not a George Floyd moment then.
Quite heavily through his nose, usually.
Also, what about those fucking dreads?
That is... Well, they're not
horrific.
dreads, technically. They're cornrows. but,
Cornrows, thank you. Yes. Yes, thank you for I'm too white.
Indeed. Also, he's not a political prisoner, so I don't know what that's about. Look, don't you have to
And
be in
his-
prison to be a prisoner?
Yeah. Also, again, dead. He's not dead.
Unfortunately.
Justice is dead. No, it's not. I don't understand why you don't like. What happened to the law and order?
Why would Elon Musk have a problem with rich white men going to jail for falsifying documents?
If a former president can be criminally convicted over such a trivial matter, I don't know what. Oh, so wait. Breaking the law is trivial when it's a rich white man, and they basically should be allowed to do crime. I mean, Elon Musk. You know, did you see that he's in trouble because apparently he was told multiple times by a Merrill Lynch or some financial advisor that he was trying to acquire Twitter. And after you get a 5% stake, you're meant to publicly declare that you own a certain amount of shares in a public company.
Yes.
And he and somebody else who was helping him buy up shares so they could take over Twitter repeatedly ignored advice to make that information public because he knew that if he made it public, it would drive up the price and cost him like $200 million more to buy the shares.
Yeah.
And so he deliberately misled the public in order to save money.
Yeah.
And
he's corrupt as
buy
fuck.
shares.
Yeah, he's corrupt as fuck. Yeah.
So you kind of wonder why he doesn't want rich white men held accountable for white collar crime.
True.
Because he's a criminal.
Because he's a criminal.
Elon Musk is also a criminal.
True. Tucker Carlson said that what was it? This is the end of the fairest justice system in the world.
What's the fairest justice system?
If he's not killed
in the-
first, anyone who defends this verdict is in danger to you and your family. Now that's not really fair, except in my case, I am a danger to you and your family, but that's for different reasons.
Unbelievable. People are just.
Ollie
freaking-
London, a British person who had plastic surgery to look like a Korean, posting an upside down American flag. Definitely worth it. Yeah, that
God,
makes
they're
sense.
so fragile.
It makes a lot of sense. That's totally normal. Very normal.
Yeah.
So normal.
Ooh, wait, I think hopefully this will work. That is the Reuters. It might not work at all. I might have to do.
What are you doing?
Oh, I put a post in the chat, but it looks like it's absolute.
Musk disregarded warning. Oh, continue.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
absolute dog shit. Let me try a different link because that one clearly did not work.
If he died,
Oh, did it work?
Did it work? I don't know.
No, it doesn't come up purple, so I don't know why it keep wanting.
Hang on, it wants.
No, sorry. I'll delete. Can I delete my shit? Can I delete?
No, it worked. It's fine.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
Except, but my ad blocker is not fucking worth it. Oh, I'm gonna fucking stab some bitches. Musk disregarded warnings, hid Twitter stake. Lawsuit says. San Francisco. Elon Musk? Yeah, fuck it. Ignored repeated warnings about the US securities disclosure obligations potentially triggered by his growing stake in Twitter in 2022. According to a Morgan Stanley executive who helped
That was it.
Musk secretly amass shares in the social media firm. Okay. So he's full of shit then.
He's a white-collar criminal, too.
Yes. Oh, no, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, totally.
It's history to become a convicted felon. We all witnessed history
And a repeat
today.
offender.
Or in the words of one poster, babe, wake up. New unprecedented times.
True.
So
And for once, it's a good
Yeah.
well, it's not a good thing. It's a terrible thing that a former president who is still alive
All
has
I
been
see is
convicted
Trump
of
guilty
a
on
fucking
34 counts on YouTube.
All you
Are
see,
you?
all you see is what?
I see the clout gulag incoming shortly and your video. I think I've seen a different screen than you intended for me. Okay, thank you. Yes, that's better.
What?
You were showing me a different screen. I couldn't see internet today.
Can you now see internet today?
I can now, yes.
Okay.
It's fixed.
felony. Not just one, 34.
Yeah.
But it is very funny.
honestly, more presidents should go to jail.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Are they
if
should
the-
I
if
hear
it-
it too?
Jimmy. What's his name again? I've got Jimmy Connors in my name, but he's a fucking
God.
tennis player. You cunt.
Oh my gosh, your Trump's brain rot.
I
is-
really am. Yeah. Anyway, even Lendl
Spreading.
and fucking John McEnroe need to go to jail. Jesus Christ.
Everything was right in the world, but on the scale
I love
of,
when they're like, "Oh, so you just think?" I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah,
yeah."
I think
Lock
that-
them all up. I don't
think
fucking
all of them
care.
should go to jail for their war crimes. But
Yeah.
on the scale of like unprecedented times,
No,
this is a
I'm
pretty
seeing
good
you
one.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to be clear, he was
What?
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it.
Hang on.
I can.
Okay, well I've now unshared, right? So you shouldn't see anything.
Okay, correct.
Okay. Trump guilty on all felony charges. I didn't put felony in my title, so this is definitely their
Okay.
video.
Yes, this is better.
found guilty
Okay.
on 34 felony counts. Every single one of those charges that he was up against. Here's CNN with some of the finer details. Wait, hold on. Here's his Wikipedia page just moments after the verdict. Donald John Trump is an American politician, media personality, businessman, and convicted felon.
Yeah, someone sent me to the, like 10 minutes after, and it was already there.
And convicted felon. Yeah.
True. Thank you, Kieran, with $4.99 super chatty. Wait, no juror read the wrong card. Moonlight has won Best Picture. It actually said Moonlight and not guilty. I don't know what the fuck that means, Kieran. You have confused me. But thank you.
Is that a reference to the Academy Award-winning film or a nominee about?
Yeah, but I don't know what that's got to do with anything. Honestly,
Nothing.
yeah.
Your chat's random.
Yeah. But this is Kieran who told us about the former Prime Minister, who, by the way, was interviewed by Sargon this week. Amazing. Liz Truss, enjoying anal sex.
I'm sorry, you'll have to say those words again.
Former Prime Minister Elizabeth Truss, she was technically Prime Minister for a bit, for about as long as a fucking lettuce.
Lettuce, yeah.
Was interviewed by Sargon, and she's now facing calls to resign.
Well, he is basically political death.
Because he's rape guy. Who wants
He
that?
is the rape guy. He is the rape
Why'd
guy.
you go on rape guy's show? It's not even like he gets views. The
Nope.
fuck?
Nope, he's just the rape guy.
Who
now.
served as
Yeah, true. How's that UKIP revolution going? Is that doing well? Oh no, they're
youth
dead.
wing?
They're literally dead. It's nothing. Okay, cool.
the 45th president of the United States.
Woo!
Okay, here's CNN.
A Manhattan jury found Donald Trump guilty of all 34 charges of falsifying business records.
That is
Felon,
funny.
current felon.
That is funny. Oh yeah, do you want to see
Still
my crab
currently a
dance?
felon.
Do you want to see my crab dance?
Sure.
I did a crab dance. I think you missed it.
I bopped in. I posted a little bit to
You
wave
did?
hi.
Yeah,
and
you
then
did. No, I
used the
noticed
word
you were in, but I mean, like, I think I did this before you.
I was actually kind of depressed you didn't invite me on. I was like, oh, okay, well then I'll go to bed.
Well, because I knew you were going to be on today, so I didn't think it was necessary. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Is this the one? For those who don't know, new people. No, that's. Does anyone have the crab dance from yesterday? I thought that was the crab dance.
Oh, was it not posted in the chat? I kind of assumed it was.
For those who don't know. Oh, for fuck's sake! I don't know. Someone will have the link. So give me the link. Give me the link. I want to show Christy the crab dance.
You're like our unpaid assistant, chat.
You are, basically, yeah. Why haven't you watched that interview on stream? Which one? Carl
That interview.
Carl and Liz. What?
Oh my god! Give me that, like just
'Cause
the
it's
sort
just-
of like
it's-
radioactivity.
Yeah,
like,
it's too much. Look, I don't know that I want to go through that much chemotherapy again. You know what I mean? Like, what are they going to say that's going to be of any fucking worth to anybody? It's nothing. Anyway, I don't know if they've got a link in chat.
aw,
Thursday.
Thanks,
An
Willie.
unprecedented and historic verdict that makes Trump the first former president in American history to be convicted of a felony. Not only is Trump the first former president to be found guilty of a felony, he's also the first major party presidential nominee to be convicted of a crime in the midst of a campaign for the White House. And if he defeats President Joe Biden in November, he will be the first sitting president in history.
Although, to be fair, fucking Nixon should have been convicted of stuff, but he was
Oh, yeah.
pardoned by his mate, so...
That was definitely white identity politics.
Yeah.
He got he could basically like was on fire, and the fire blanket they threw over him was white identity politics.
True.
Well, I mean, Mitt Romney still thinks Donald Trump should have just been pardoned for all this shit. Again, fucking rich white man identity politics just covers everything, any crime.
True.
Oh, that's because you have the suit. This is amazing. I completely forgot that you actually own a crab suit.
I own a crab suit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
yeah.
amazing.
Again, I understand why my dad asked, what is it you actually do, Kev? How do I explain to him, oh yeah, the other day I danced around in a crab suit? How do you explain that to your 65-year-old dad? How?
Can I tell you the random stress dream I
Well,
had
I'll
last
just
night?
say, this. The house he grew up in didn't have electricity.
Wow.
When he was like very, very little. He grew up in the early 60s in rural Ireland. Like, they didn't have electricity or some paved roads. And now I'm doing crab dances on the internet. That his
money.
brain is not wired for that kind of transformation. Generation to generation. Go
For
on,
some
sorry,
random reason, this reminded me of a dream I had, like the last dream I had before I woke up this morning. I was on a campaign, and there were 3 journalists, or there were a bunch of journalists, but there were at least 3. And I was trying to look up information for 2 of them, and a third one came up to me and kept asking me questions. And I would answer a question saying, okay, well, I hear you, but I can't deal with this right now because I need to answer these 2 people's questions because they were here first. And also, you can't be on this side of the desk. You have to move. And instead of like acknowledging anything I said, she just repeated her original question to me. And I just like took charge of the situation, and I totally dressed her down. And so this is my dreams. Like, this is what I do in my dreams. I yell at people and I control chaos. Like, that's just...
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. So have you got anything sorted on that? Are you actually going to be over for the election, or?
So at the moment, we are still waiting for ethical approval from Bristol. They offered us a date in 6 weeks. They said, yeah, we've received your application. We'll
In
get back to
6 weeks? Fuck, that's literally how long the election lasts, you pricks.
you. Yeah. And so the PI had to write to like the head of the ethics search committee and go, please, can you move up the
Yeah,
timetable?
like, oh, we want to do something on Christmas Day. Okay, we'll get back to you on Boxing Day. See ya. Boom. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, so the chair of the committee is now like going to expedite it and be the first reviewer, and hopefully we'll be able to start. We can't really collect any data until we get ethical approval, so it's very difficult for us to book any appointments because I don't know when we can collect the data. So everything really hangs around getting this approved first, so that we can
Right.
actually do the research. And once we get that settled. It looks like it'll only come for the pre-election. We're going to do everything post-election offline,
So you're
and so
gonna-
it would be
so
like
you-
the last week of June.
You're going to pre-com.
Yeah, we're going to do our pre-com.
Cool.
So it would be like maybe the 27th through the 4th.
So you're going to be here for the last week.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I'm only gonna do
Damn you,
Glasgow-
Rishi!
Dundee. I'm going to do the rest of it online, but we're going to do Dundee, Glasgow, Colchester, maybe Royal Holloway, and then Bristol and Cardiff.
Fair enough. Where the fuck? Of all of the fucking wires, I can't find the one I need. Bollocks.
Well, I'm going to spend like half of my time on a Flixbus or a train. But Flixbus, honestly, they're cheaper and more reliable.
Thankfully, after 14 years of underfunding an already shit service, the British public transport system is amazingly good, and you will enjoy that experience.
You know, the advantage of using a Flixbus is that they won't have a replacement bus service.
Yeah, no, it's just your replacement for that is your feet. Yeah. That's basically the Greyhound, I guess, in America or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, the equivalent. Although I
Yeah.
think Flix is much greener. I don't know. Well, maybe
Probably. Well, yeah. Except, well, the difference being, of course, the Greyhound goes like massive distances and stuff because you've got to, in order to go from one place to any other place, you've got to travel a long way.
Yeah, a day and a half.
Yeah. Whereas in Britain, basically you can cross it in a day, and there are some states in America where you can't do that.
Well, honestly, like, have you ever done the King's Cross from London to Edinburgh, where you get on the train at 11 o'clock and you sleep overnight and then you wake up sort of like 6:30 in the morning in Edinburgh, Waverley?
No.
I've done that like 3 times.
I went to an away game, Birmingham City at Newcastle, quite a way, although again only probably about half the length of the country. 2 replacement bus services. Got there just in time for kick-off, having set off to get there 2 hours early. It was a nightmare. It was literally a fucking nightmare. Also, it meant we had to stop off in Leeds, which is shit. Fuck you, Leeds. Anyway.
Is that where you did your toilet break?
My toilet break?
In Leeds.
What are you talking about?
Did you just do the whole thing without a break? The whole trip? Without a toilet break?
Well, you go for a piss on the train. They've got toilets
Oh,
on
I
the
thought
train.
you were driving. Oh, sorry, I thought you were driving. My
Why
bad.
would I need a replacement bus service if I was driving? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. All right.
Death to America.
To be a convicted felon.
Sorry, you don't need to say that
The
anymore.
verdict in the hush money.
Someone tell the Islamists, you don't need to say death to America anymore. It's already dead.
Yeah, Civil War, according
Yeah.
to Tim Pool.
Whoa! Whoa! He's
and they're unisex
he's got
toilets, too.
so bored. He's got so fucking bored. He doesn't even say Civil War anymore. He's just cut it down
It's
to
war.
war.
Yeah, he's so lazy.
It's just going to be the word. Just going to be W or something soon.
Oh God, did he have his
Money
beanie
trial,
on
wasn't
when he
it?
talked to Trump?
Did he? Yeah, of course he fucking did.
Oh God, is he sleeping that stupid thing?
That's because that was like that was the immovable object of scared about your hairline meets the irresistible force of scared about your hairline. That was the singularity of insecurity about your hair in that one
Masculine
room.
insecurity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why you call it replacement bus service? Because it's replacing the actual train you're meant to be on.
Yeah, so the train you're meant to be on can't go for some reason, and so at least part of that journey is done via a bus.
Usually construction, but sometimes leaves on
Usually
the track.
construction. Sometimes it's a breakdown. Sometimes they're
Yeah.
doing repairs on the track
Floods.
or some shit.
Floods,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, flooding. Yeah, flooding can be a thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, if it's flooding, that's like okay, that can happen. But it's the fact that it breaks down all the fucking time.
Yep.
Like you can't do any sizable journey without replacement bus services. That's why I've literally
Definitely not on a Sunday.
The joke I do now is is that we're literally a replacement bus country. Everything's broken. Everything's fucking broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the water is literally shit.
Yeah, it's filled with
mad.
shit.
Mad. Although someone said we should rename the Thames Eau de Toilette. That works.
Yeah, literally a toilet.
Yeah,
though.
literally toilet water.
Not a
yeah.
room.
Yeah.
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 Announced after jurors deliberated for nearly 12 hours over 2 days. And to be clear, going back to some previous reporting on this and when they were selecting the jury, at least 1 or 2 of those jury members got their news specifically from Truth Social.
And Fox.
And, like, Fox.
I saw fucking what's his name? Who is the women's Matt Walsh, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally saying that a jury of his political enemies. Now, given that one of the people that was going to be on the jury was deselected because their husband had said something bad about Trump,
Yeah.
I don't think you can really say it's a political enemies list, is it? When you
No,
think
and the other
about
thing
it.
I pointed out is if you look at any political area, let's say it's deep blue, chances are you're going to get a maximum of 60% turnout, which means 40% of the population don't give a shit enough to vote, right? And I mean, they're probably, if they're registered, they're probably still on the voting rolls. I don't know. I guess you'd have to be on the voter rolls to be on the ballot, but you might have voted like 20 years ago and stopped voting.
Yeah.
You know, you might have voted, I guess, for some libertarian candidate back in the day and then just never went back or whatever. But yeah, like just because you got a bunch of people in that voter, or you might have just voted in a local election, right? So yeah, there's plenty of people who don't routinely turn out or vote in partisan elections who are plausibly in the jury pool, and it was his jury as much as the prosecution's because he had just as many strikes for cause and peremptory as anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't worry, Mr. Satnav. He won't be president again because me and the ghost of Hugo Chavez are teaming up again. We're getting the band back together.
You and the Bamboo Ballots.
Me and the Bamboo Ballot Band are going to get back together with the Bamboo Balaban and the North Koreans through Maine, and we're going to fuck your shit up.
It's a news match.
Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 jurors on there where I'm like, oh God, is this we gonna get a hung
No,
jury?
actually, yeah, he seems really fucking guilty.
Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah.
To be fair, he is really fucking guilty.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this is kind of what I brought up with Marcus the last time is that, yeah, you can, I guess, he says that it's quite common for the defense to just get up and say, look, the state didn't make its case.
yeah.
And then we haven't reached the level of reasonable doubt. But there was so much documentation in this case. There was so much paperwork. And he tweeted out that he reimbursed Michael Cohen. All right, that was introduced. One thing he didn't introduce, because he did it too late after they'd already gone into deliberations, is he accused Michael Cohen of stealing from him. Like, well, if all that money was for a retainer, how could he steal from you? Because you're paying him money, right? And then they never said what legal work. They never said, like, look at here, these are the documents that Michael Cohen produced during these dates for us. This is the work he did that covers the retainer. They didn't have any of that. They didn't show, it was just, he was getting money for literally doing nothing. Why? Because he wasn't doing anything. He was being reimbursed.
Yeah. As friends Rust, the fact that you've mentioned Bosco Balaban, this is just between me and him now. This is just a thing. He's a dirty villa cunt, and I'm glad that he's now in jail for not paying his wife maintenance for their children.
Wow,
So
he was so far behind.
Yeah. He was a footballer from the 2000s, played for Croatia. Anyway.
You really have to be far behind on your child support to get thrown in prison.
Yeah. No, he owed a lot of money.
That's like the closest thing we have to debtors' prisons now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, that's why I always say, lads, rub her up. The fuck you doing?
You don't need another fuck trophy.
Exactly. Who's keeping cum as a prize? Who's doing that? It's weird.
All these commie jurors at this trial, but we covered the jury selection process. They weeded out pretty much anyone.
It was down from
with any strong opinion on this, and
it was whittled down from hundreds to around 100, and then whittled down even further. And you would think they'd got a nice cross section of society, especially with the information that a couple of them were super into Fox and Truth.
Yeah, I mean this whole thing was conducted meticulously. This is how
they had
American
to do everything fucking perfect, or they would have had the door open for his team to make claims.
Well, his team were going to make claims anyway, but they still did it by the books that like actual humans, not the weird subhuman freaks that like him. They would be like, yeah, actually, this was above board. Yeah.
I have a request on aesthetics, please.
Go on then.
Can you maybe size the screen down a little bit because the guy on the far right is basically covered by text.
No, I usually have it there as you'll see it in like 20 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually have it there, but whatever I went on to last, I had to shift across, and so.
To make it yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
There you go. See, I've got the little lad just popping out above my head. Hello.
Yep, right. Yep, he's just growing out of your hair.
I can tickle him.
So let's check in on Trump's reaction to this news.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, of course, very funny.
It's the best part.
Yeah, one of the first things out of his mouth after being convicted on 34 felony counts was,
I'm a very innocent man!
Which reminded me of this. Oh my god. It's a classic meme. This always makes me laugh, and it's so stupid.
And we're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
We're playing for HTQ a little bit later on. So if you'd like to play HTQ, emails to
I can't even understand her.
Oh no!
Not a word.
Do get permission and leave your phone number because by jingo, it'll be worse than this if you don't. Oh, he's just kidding. You love this.
You just put Trump's face on there. While he's saying that. I'm a very innocent man.
We're just innocent men. See, what I will say is a bear couldn't do that, could he? Ladies?
Is this man versus bear again?
It is. I swing wildly back and forth between the men and the bears.
How many bears have felony convictions, though?
Fucking true. You know, again,
Yeah.
I'm on the bears again. Oh, I'm torn, Christy. I'm torn.
Here's the clips.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. You have a Soros-backed DA.
Unironic Soros posting. Fuck yes.
He's just all of the white supremacist tropes, isn't he?
These are the people who are like, if you criticize Israel, that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, you're Hamas.
But anyway,
but also
let me tell you about this
Soros.
creepy old Jew boy who's fucking manipulating things from behind the scenes.
Yep.
Fucking hell. Absolutely. Yeah, just straight up JQing. Straight up JQing.
And the whole thing, we didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man.
I'm just curious, how many witnesses did he put up that said he gave a shit about his wife? at all?
69. Ah!
Or 0?
Yeah. Or, yeah, 0. Yeah, 0.
And it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution.
What?
Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to...
What?
Who run New York? Do you know the
So
separation
it's
of
run by Soros and Biden.
state
They're working
powers?
together.
How that works? Do you understand this is a state issue? Joe Biden has
No.
nothing to do with this? Because he's not...
Oh
in-
my god, oh my god, oh my god.
He's not in the
On
government of New
CNN.
York?
On CNN, some fucking MAGA tool was on there saying that this was a political prosecution,
Yeah.
right? Oh, it's the George Conway thing. We should watch it. I sent it to you because he just
Did
basically
you?
calls him a liar. It's in our Discord conversation, the one-on-one.
Okay. 1 second.
And but then at the end of it, he's like, "Oh, if Trump was so guilty, then why didn't the Justice Department prosecute him? At the start of Biden's term, why did the state of New York have to do it?" I'm like, wait a minute. So is this being run by Biden, or
George,
is
you're right,
Biden? He's so
here.
innocent. Even Biden didn't prosecute him. Which fucking is it? Because
Christy,
for them, it's both.
it's whatever they say it is.
Exactly.
It's whatever they need it to be at any given moment.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is a couple minutes long, as you can see, but there is some trash talking that does eventually. It starts to get a little spicy toward the end.
Okay, but also, what is going on with this man's neck chin situation?
That is a very bad lighting, George Conway, who's got good points, I will say. He's got a redemption arc. He's still a little too on the right for my liking, but at this point, if our choices are Tim Pool yelling war. And then like, like joining with libertarians who believe in the Constitution, and then we can have debates after that. I'm still gonna side first with the people who side with the Constitution against the fascists, and then once we kick the fascists out, then we can fight with these people. So, but yeah, he looks a little corpse-like there.
From the river to the sea, Trump will be free. Exactly. From the Hudson River to the Atlantic Ocean, in Manhattan, he will be free. Yes.
From the Mississippi to the Pacific.
True. No, not that bit. That's all the way over there. This is New York, Christy. I did two geographic specific New York bits.
Oh, I see. That you're just limiting to the state of New York. Got it. Okay. Isn't there like the Poughkeepsie or some sort of? Ooh, was it the Delaware? Is that the one you said?
No, Delaware doesn't run through New York.
Is that Pennsylvania?
Yeah, that's like Pennsylvania, Virginia, all that shit.
Delaware, does it also go through Delaware? Like Washington crossing the Delaware?
No, what are you talking about? Do you know where New York is?
I'm
What?
You are so fun to wind up.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I just say random shit.
Oh, okay.
What? Now you know what it's like to be on a show with you.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, the one that Sully landed on, yeah. Miracle of the Hudson and all that bollocks.
Oh, anyway. That one the movie was based on.
I could have gone East River as well. That's another river.
Oh, I was just trying to remember the river that Washington crossed, the famous painting.
The Delaware?
Yeah.
Which doesn't go through New York?
No, from the Delaware to the Illinois Sea. Yes.
And Lake Mississippi. Whoa!
Yep. Who was that?
The Gulf of Baffin.
That was Mr. Satnav from the Delaware to the Delaware to Illinois. Yeah. All right, let's listen to some
George. You write here the New York Trump case is kind of perfect. Now you wrote this before this verdict dropped. You said his other criminal cases involve lies about the 2016 election, about the military secrets he stole, but the alleged lies in the People v. Trump strike at the core of his moral putrescence.
Honestly, the boxes full of papers in the shitter. We don't make enough about that. That's so fucking mental. That's so mental.
Yeah, and they released video of his body man moving the boxes around while the FBI was getting ready to do their search.
That's just fucking crazy. The amount of shit he gets away with is just wild.
And Trump knows it. What do you make of the verdict that we saw here today? And also David Frum's
weird
comments.
Audio.
Yeah, that was weird.
Considering the way this sits in our nation's consciousness and the way it stacks up.
Consciousness?
Yeah, a little bit of a flub.
Okay.
Against some of the other things that Donald Trump is accused of doing.
Look, she with pronunciation like that and blonde hair, why is she not on Fox?
Oh, ouch.
Just saying.
Yeah, well, I actually agreed with everything that David said, and in terms of this verdict, the only thing that really...
apparently the Delaware does actually originate in New York State. There you go.
Oh, well, there you go.
Not New York City, though, dickhead.
Well, you were doing all of New York State because it was a state crime.
Well, I was doing specifically Manhattan. I was just doing a Manhattan-based bit.
But it's a state-level charge, even though he's being tried in
Manhattan. But he's not in Buffalo, is he? Come on.
So I was right. Yeah, bring it up for the Delaware.
He's not in Rochester or Schenectady or Ithaca.
From the Delaware to the Atlantic.
He's not in. Those are all the places I know in New York. Albany. He's not in Albany.
I was surprised by the fact that so many people were surprised. I was in that courtroom for a number of the days. I read the transcript. I followed along very closely, and this case was never, ever close. It wasn't. There was really no defense. The only defense was that Michael Cohen lied on some other occasions, but on the things that he testified to about Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal and the catch and kill scheme with the National Enquirer, all that was corroborated many, many times over by documents. So I'm just surprised at how...
Was the catch and kill, was that the number of times he forced his mistresses to get abortions? Is that what they called that?
Oh, yeah.
No?
And the other thing, too, is that he never went after David Pecker. But in all honesty, David Pecker did more damage, I think, in that trial than Michael Cohen did. Because Michael Cohen was just there to sort of, talk about the documents that proved the conspiracy, right? They did notes on a criminal conspiracy. They took notes.
Yeah.
To quote Stringer Bell, on a motherfucking criminal conspiracy.
He's British.
But yeah, he's Idris Elba. Hubba hubba. But like Pecker did the whole, like, showed how the system worked, how it was all set up, how Trump was asking, "How's our girl doing?" long after their affair ended. You know, a lot of fucking like skeezy stuff. And yet his defense like never went after him. He was never attacked, and he was the one who gave credibility to Michael Cohen from the start. I never understood that. You know, basically giving Pecker a walk. You know.
Is he the one that picked a patch of pickled peppers?
Yeah, David Pecker picked a peck of yes, that guy.
One, yeah.
How many people were kind of unwilling to accept this case? That said, I think that this case really does capture Donald Trump in a way. It's where he started. He's been a criminal his entire life, and he cannot help himself. I mean,
Is that David Frum?
Yep.
Oh no! Why is he alive? Well, there's no God. There's no God. I'm just saying it now.
If you go out there and you see his son and him all claiming that they are the victims of some mastermind scheme by President Biden, I mean, it's just...
Yeah, did you see Don Jr.'s amazing
His
tweet?
mean tweets? Is that his mean tweets video?
No, he put out, Donald Trump Jr. put out a tweet, you know, just a response straight away, which was, hang on a minute, here we go. He tweeted out, it was 2 words if I recall correctly.
Civil War?
No, that would have been fucking hilarious. No, what was it? He put out,
oh shit. Fuck me. No way.
Where is it? Oh, sorry, here we go. Such bullshit! Thanks, Don.
What a cogent legal analysis.
Right,
Thanks, Cokehead.
That's the best education money can buy, everybody.
Did you see, though, his video that he made of him and Donald Trump, and they were doing mean tweets?
No.
I don't know if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it.
Please do. Yes. Oh yeah, did you see also that the DJT stock price went through the floor?
Yes, and then it bounced back up again, so someone must be buying it to prop the price up.
No, buy the dip! Buy the dip!
It's just silly and ridiculous, and Marco Rubio should be ashamed. I mean, if you don't want to be found guilty of falsifying business records and as a felony, you know, don't sleep with the porn star. Don't lie about it. Don't pay her off. Don't cover up the payoff. Don't cover off the payoff in the middle of a presidential campaign, where you're making an illegal contribution, and don't roast the guy up for taxes who used as the front man. If you don't want to be held liable for rape like Donald Trump has, don't grab the woman's genitalia.
Or literally, again, you don't even have to do that, because that could just be banter. In theory, I mean, it's not, but whatever. He literally admitted in the civil case with his now, I think, dead ex-wife, that he physically battered and raped her. Mm-hmm. He admitted to that. He signed the affidavit and paid her off.
Yeah, he is a criminal.
Yeah.
He's right. He's been a criminal his entire life.
Yeah. Well, someone said, imagine getting to 77 before facing your first ever consequence.
Yeah, I don't know what deal he cut with the devil, but
yeah.
Okay, I've got the Don Jr. video. It's only a few seconds. I almost called him Fawn Jr.
Fawn Jr.
In the Twitch chat.
Oh, Twitch chat. Okay.
Twitch chat.
More like bitch chat.
Hey guys, I'm here with your favorite.
Oh God! Even in this video, he won't sit within 10 feet of him. Oh, that's tragic, Don. Oh, Daddy, please love me. Stay away from me, you fucking
oh my God,
greasy
it really is.
cokehead freak.
Hey guys, I'm here with your favorite president. We're cranking out a couple mean tweets at the courtsthouse. Why don't you read that last one, because I think it's pretty
I think I'm going to put it out instead of reading it, but I know my son's doing very well on social media. I'm proud of him.
Stay tuned.
Oh, he said he's proud of him.
Yeah, for doing mean tweets.
He didn't say which son.
Which son? Yeah. And he's proud of him for doing mean tweets. That is the sign your dad's a sociopath.
Yeah. Also that you're a failure, because that's all
Yeah.
you've got.
It'll be a doozy.
Yep.
Oh, is that it?
That was it.
Oh,
It was
okay.
just so pathetic and sad.
Yeah, that is. Look, I say, even in the video where he's like, "Oh, look, me and my dad are chilling," nowhere near him.
It's the only time he'll spend with me because, you know, it looks really bad that none of his family ever came to the trial.
Because he's at the courthouse and technically he can't leave this room.
Yes. Oh, he has to see me. He has to spend time with me.
Exactly.
His wife won't come to the court, so now I get him.
Exactly. Although of the two of them, which... No, hang on, I'm not going to say that. No.
If you don't want to be held liable for defaming the woman that you raped, don't keep lying about what you did and calling her a nut job. If you don't want to be indicted for overthrowing the Constitution, don't start a self-coup. If you don't want...
Exactly, literally with that... What's that project called they're fucking trying to push?
2025.
2025. Yeah, the idea that Donald Trump said that I'm fighting for the Constitution. Motherfucker, you have literally said you want to be a dictator. You've literally said that. We've
On
seen
day
you
one.
say it.
Yeah. I'm only going to be a dictator for a day, and then I'm going to do all the things that'll take months and months and years to enact, so that I'm really a dictator for the rest of my life.
And the fucking freaks, the pretend leftists, who are like, this week he came out and said that he would consider possibly dropping the charges against Julian Assange, right?
Oh yeah.
I agree. I think they should, because it's sort of pointless at this point. He should have gone to jail for the rapes he did, but in terms of like just keeping him in jail for years, it's silly and and it's just obviously politically motivated. But anyway, regardless of that, he's not going to do that. He had 4 fucking years in which he could have done that, and at no point did he even consider it.
Yeah, the Federalist CEO calls for Republican Party to drop a list of Democrats to put in prison after Trump takes power.
Yeah, 'cause they're fascists. Yeah, that's what they want. Yes.
Oh, speaking of that, the way that he's just basically, like handing out promises of pardoning felons. I don't know if we're gonna have time, but I almost want to skip this. It's too bad that I wasn't planning on the conviction coming out, but there's a Kira TV coverage of Ross Ulrich and what a piece of absolute shit he is that we really, really should watch. But it will probably take, it's like a 45-minute video.
Yeah, well, we've got other shows, Christy. We can do that next week. Is that
all right?
Is that particularly time sensitive?
No, it is not.
Well,
other
we
than the
should
fact
keep
that he was pandering to the Libertarians by promising to commute this criminal sentence. And I'll just say
well,
that
he's not going to be the Libertarian candidate anyway, so it doesn't.
No. Oh no, he got booed the fuck out. Yeah. The guy, Ross Ulrich, is the guy who founded Silk Road.
Oh, the pedo / assassin enabler.
Yeah, I don't know about pedo. Oh, I mean the criminality, the drug dealing, all the
Silk Road
stuff.
it was well known for like kid trafficking and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm mostly associated with the drugs trade,
Oh
but
no,
yes,
you can
anything
get,
illegal.
You
was
can
on
get
there.
anything. Yeah, you can get hire, assassination, drugs, all sorts of fucked up shit. Yeah.
And of course, libertarians love that guy.
Yeah.
So Trump was like, "I'll commute a sentence if you make me a nominee."
Someone said libertarian. The summation of the libertarian worldview is I don't think my girlfriend should have to sit in a booster seat.
What?
In other words, they're dating a child, but they don't want government.
Oh, I see what you mean. I was very confused because the idea of it is just an adult woman in a booster seat.
It's not an adult. That's the.
Got it. That's the joke, or not the joke, but the cringe.
Yeah.
Want to be indicted for stealing classified documents and obstructing justice? Don't take the classified documents. When the government asks for it back, give them back. If the FBI serves you with a search warrant, don't hide the documents. And don't lie about it, and don't have your lawyers lie about it. This isn't.
Are you saying? And this is a controversial legal thing. I can't wait to speak with our lawyer friend soon to ask them about this incredibly novel approach to the law here, which is don't commit crime.
Yeah, imagine that.
Honestly, has anyone thought of that one before?
Not Donald Trump.
That is groundbreaking jurisprudence. Don't do crimes.
That hard. Donald Trump is not the victim here. Donald Trump is does all of these things to himself. And I agree with David. I mean, once upon a time, the Republican Party was the party not just of anti-hippies, but of personal responsibility and of law and order. What party? Where is that party? Here, no one's willing to hold.
Mate, you're gonna make David Fromm literally ejaculate in his pants.
The anti-hippie party.
Yeah. Anti-hippie party, law and order. Throw in a bit of segregation, and honestly, he will spaff his. He was literally I've forgotten what I was going to say. Fuck. Honestly, I brain came. That was the problem.
Oh, right. I thought you had maybe an RFK worm problem.
That's true. Although interestingly, did you notice that in the polling, he didn't actually lose any support when the brain story came out? Which I think is very telling about the kind of people that are interested in voting for RFK. The brain
Quite
eats
revealing.
worm eats part of guy's brain doesn't make them question his ability to be president.
I'm still with him.
Okay. I mean, you know what? That is a principled stance you have taken. You fucking lunatic cunts.
And the Republican Party is willing to hold Donald Trump to account for his crimes that aren't really even in dispute, and no one is willing to call him out.
He'll come out and brag about shit. He'll come out and say, "Yeah, I did that," and then deny it later on.
Yeah.
But said he's going to get the nomination. That's just insane, and it just shows the degree of moral rot we have on the conservative side of politics today.
Scott Jennings, I think this is for you. Where is that party?
Well, I disagree with a number of things George said, of course. I mean, he's talking about these obvious crimes that were committed. That.
Who is this fucking
some MAGA tool.
Scott. Oh my god. Scott Jennings. I mean, just look at him. He looks a cunt. Hang on. Wikipedia. He was a Coca-Cola National Scholar. Bachelor's degree from the University of Louisville. President George Bush appointed Jennings to the position of Special Assistant to the President and Deputy Director Bush's campaign in Kentucky. Re-election campaign in New Mexico.
Long-time tool.
RNC email accounts. Involvement in Senate election. Yeah, he's a MAGA twat, yeah.
I mean, he's talking about the obvious crimes that were supposedly committed, but that's the core of what a lot of decidedly non-MAGA Republicans are mad about, is that there is no underlying crime. I looked at the statement from Maine Senator Susan Collins, who I think encapsulated it perfectly. She's
Maine Collins, who voted with him 99.999% of the time. But he's not MAGA because she occasionally says, "Tut tut." Yeah, thanks, so. No, you really helped. Honestly,
I'm sure Trump learned his lesson.
The road to fascism is is paved with Susan Collins going, literally.
I'm sure he learned his lesson.
Exactly. Look. I'm sure he'll be fine now. Yesterday was the day he really truly became president.
He said this was a partisan prosecutor who promised to get Trump.
Nonsense.
And that's what he did. Not promise to go after the law,
nonsense.
but he promised
Pathetic
to go
nonsense.
after Donald Trump. And so the issue is
chirping. Love it.
What is the crime? He's never been indicted for or convicted of the campaign finance theory at the core of this case. And so Republicans are wondering today, you know, what do you have to do to build a defense against something you've never been convicted of in the first place? I'll tell you.
The fuck are you talking? Do you know what these words mean?
No. This is MAGA word salad.
How do you build a case against something you haven't been convicted of? You're just describing a lawsuit situation. Yeah, look, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's babbling. It's MAGA word salad.
Yeah. Yeah, the MAGA people don't care. They just like the bright lights and the pretty colours. They're not focusing on the sounds or anything.
Hey, the mood in the party, if you're sort of looking for a generalized attitude, reminds me a little bit about the Kavanaugh period. You go back to the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, 2018.
I like beer.
I like beer. I like beer.
I remember that period being the MAGA.
I just every time I hear his name, I just see what's her face in the background, Alyssa Milano, just there. The fuck are you doing? What the fuck is happening? Is this a fever dream? Am I going to turn up to school naked soon? What the fuck is this?
MAGA people were mad, the non-MAGA, the anti-Trump, the pro-Trump, every wing of the party was vibratingly angry about what was being done to Kavanaugh. I feel, in a sense, that the same thing is happening today, which is why I think you're probably going to see this backfire politically on the Democrats, and they're going to regret it.
I mean, George, I will say, I have heard from some people who really don't want to...
It's very difficult to take any of that seriously, because regardless of what happens, they'll always say this is going to play badly for the people we don't like. Because it's never admit defeat, even when you take the fattest of L's. It's embarrassing.
want to see Trump get elected in the Republican Party who are concerned that this particular case is just going to drive additional enthusiasm for the former president. I'm interested you respond to that, and you got your face in your hands. What do you got to say to Scott?
I have to say, look, Scott's lying, and that's the problem with the Republican Party. It is continually addicted to lies.
Wait a minute. What am I lying
You're
about?
Lying. You're lying. You're lying, Scott. You're lying about the law.
You're still lying.
Yep.
Still lying, dude. Can someone tell him he's still fucking lying?
Yeah.
Lying about what the jury was charged to find. They don't have to find an underlying crime. They had to find the intent.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Yeah.
Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
Wow, you are really hitting the notes in the same way he does as well.
True.
To cover up an underlying crime. And the underlying crime was pretty obvious.
What was the crime?
You ran for public office, Scott. You ran for public office, Scott. You know you can't take money from somebody and reimburse them if it's a campaign expense.
I've never run for
damn
public
well.
office.
And okay, fine. Well, you're close enough. You're involved in politics to know that. Okay, so that's the problem with the Republican Party is that they are.
I literally just ran the re-election campaign for George Bush in Kentucky and New Mexico. I don't know anything about
the law.
This, but I don't know anything about running for office because I personally wasn't on the ballot.
Yeah, you don't know anything about campaign funding. He's lying again.
He's literally lying. Literally lying, dude.
Suffused with lies. I don't know why this network is paying Scott to say those lies.
Whoa, okay. Let's not go there, George, please. Please, let's not go there.
No,
okay.
we should go there.
Scott is our colleague, and we're going to treat him
right.
respectfully as such. Continue.
No,
exactly.
He's
you
lying.
Don't treat fascists the same as people who are committed to the rule of law.
This is the fake centrist shit. If you're talking about evolution, you don't have an actual biologist and then some crazy cunt who owns an ark. No, these are not two equal fucking points of view. Exactly. One of them is full of shit. You're a journalist. It is your fucking job to say, at the very least, I don't know about what this guy's saying. That's an opinion you can take, whatever. But this guy is obviously fucking lying.
Yep.
Fuck me. It's not good journalism to just allow people to lie.
Exactly. And CNN does this terrible both sidesism.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll get on fucking fascists who lie and then go, oh, no, you can't attack us for having liars on our... Like, yeah, you fucking can.
Yeah,
you call you out on this shit.
Stop being shit at journalism. This is bad journalism.
Well, you shouldn't lie.
Here's my question: If it is an obvious crime, why did the Department of Justice and the Federal Election Commission take a pass on it?
Why didn't Biden prosecute him?
They should have prosecuted.
Biden is both prosecuting him through the state of New York, and also it's proof that Trump's innocent because Biden's Justice Department didn't prosecute him.
Yeah. Biden is both the prosecutor and not the prosecutor, depending on what they need for that particular mode of operation. Or argumentation. Yeah.
It should have been prosecuted on January 21, 2021.
Let's let David jump in.
This is the thing about Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been let off. He should have been indicted for it. And the fact of the matter
Wait,
is,
hold on,
Donald Trump
hold on.
isn't being treated specially.
George and Scott, hold on, please. David,
It
Y'all
doesn't.
know the
That's
Federal
fine.
Election Commission is a broken and paralyzed institution.
All right, that's enough. That was it.
requires-
That was
Yeah, I don't
that
really
was
want to
it,
listen to
basically.
David Frum, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but it was yeah, like exactly. Call these fucking liars. Oh, by the way, you should. The comments were all, "Thank you, George. Yes, exactly, George. And he is a liar. And why did CNN pay this fucking creep to lie for Trump?"
True.
So that was very gratifying.
True. Well, I can't believe Sean Spicer gets a gig. What the fuck?
Doing what?
Well, he's on one of the fucking channels. Is he CNN as well? Possibly he pops up on. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you talking to this freak?
Yeah, well, Ty Cobb was, is routinely brought on CNN to give his opinion, and I saw Michael Cohen give an interview today, and he was saying, they brought up, you were convicted of lying, and Cohen's like, yeah, I was convicted of lying to say that I met with Trump 3 times on the failed Moscow Tower thing instead of 10, and like Ty Cobb and Hope Hicks and Donald Trump were all in the room when that decision was taken. I was like, fucking Ty Cobb, why is he on when he was helping to basically suborn perjury?
Talking of Ty Cobb, although a very different Ty Cobb, did you see that they've added the Negro League statistics to Major League Baseball now?
Officially?
Yeah. We've got a new batting leader of all time, and it's a black guy.
From the Negro Leagues, from what, back in the 30s or something?
Yeah, from way back in the day, yeah.
Wow, so it only took them, what is it, 1940, 80 years?
Yeah, something like
to integrate the statistics?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, right? I talked about this a little bit during the week. I'm sort of reticent about it in the sense that it's a little bit whitewashy, because these statistics weren't compiled together. So the idea that you're going to put them together and ignore the fact that you had that segregation is a little bit like, let's do some colorblind shit, sort of, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I'm very pro this is that the Rightoids are losing their fucking minds.
Oh, good.
They're so annoyed that a black guy now leads the batting averages. They're so upset about that. And that's brilliant. Fuck him.
Who'd they take it away? Who was the white guy that was artificially put there first?
Babe
because
Ruth,
of
I think,
racism?
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Never had to face a black picture in his fucking life.
But didn't Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, didn't they end up blowing through that? Was that home run record?
That was home runs, yeah. And that's been massively eclipsed since by Barry Bonds, although he's got an asterisk because of the drugs, but...
Yeah. Roids, yep.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, I think they're all... I would not be surprised if they weren't roiding it back up in the 50s and shit, you know?
Very possibly.
They didn't do piss tests because they were all drunk, you know? Like the old thing about the NBA, that they used to pay them in their bonuses in cocaine.
Oof.
Apparently back in the 60s it was like they just all did coke.
Wow.
Wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent, and I think it's just a disgrace.
Very innocent man.
No one has ever been as innocent as me. Incredible stuff, but now let's check in on his supporters who were outside the courthouse while he was being convicted of...
how much of this have we actually watched? 4 minutes?
6 minutes, yeah. Yeah.
We've gone through 6 minutes and 90 minutes. Brilliant.
What? Hang on. They left the mic on at the Libertarian conference and picked up some dudes talking about different races' dick sizes. What the?
Oh God!
Fuck?
What? White people.
Oh no! Okay.
You know this is going to be white people, right?
Of course it fucking is. Yeah. It's
the
the Libertarian Party. Come on now. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay.
Next to each other and automatically assume they're the same. I think that's the wrong. I think that's wrong because there's averages and
right, exactly. Yeah, well, I mean, all right. So my joke about that is everybody talks about how black dicks are big.
What's bigger?
Black dicks.
Black dicks. Okay.
Oh my God.
And Asian dicks are small, right?
Small, right? You know what the average? You know what the difference is on an average?
What?
Half an inch.
Stereotypes are earned.
Yeah, stereotypes about you fucking your party being full of nonces. Yeah, that's been earned. That's been earned.
Yeah.
Not given. So all of these things that we have as jokes and memes and whatnot, they got to where they are because people just kind of agreed on them, maybe subconsciously. So, even though it's
I mean, all the black dicks I've looked at were huge. He says.
But that's on average. But you take a random black one and you put it in.
Oh my God.
It may not be good.
Look, and that's one of the issues with a multicultural society is that you can't do individualism on a scale of 330 million. Right? You have to categorize, you have to do averages. It's just not...
Of dicks. You have to do dick average. Why? What are you talking? Unless you're planning on fucking all of the dicks, why is that an issue for you at all?
Guys, like, just white people generally. This isn't just white men, because white women are also obviously uphold and reproduce white supremacy. This particular instance is so fucking cringe, though. I can't even believe it. I can't. Unbelievable.
This is fucking wild.
Not efficient. It's not possible to do it on an individual scale. And that's why you hear politicians talk about the black community and the Hispanic community, right?
Yeah, but not about the dicks.
Yes.
Microphone one.
Madam Chair, I believe that the microphones are picking up private conversation.
Shut the fuck up talking about dicks. You are literally being recorded talking about big cocks.
You are saying the quiet part out loud. We only have the dick length conversations in the bar after the
Exactly.
They might need to be cut.
Microphone one.
Oh, yeah.
What?
You hear me?
Oh, that's amazing.
Someone's got to preserve that. I mean, that really has to go
incredible.
on YouTube, so that is once eventually, like, X is gonna die.
Oh yes, that'll be up on fucking all sorts of things. Yeah, that's amazing. I think the private conversations are being picked up. No.
Oh! It's on the Majority Report. Sam Cedars covered it.
There you go. We're sorted then.
Oh, also secular talk. So yeah, we've got it preserved for the long term.
Good.
34 felonies.
Motherfuckers! Piece of shit! The judge is a piece of shit!
More angry white men.
They just killed our country. You just fucking left
They just killed our country. Very normal, not over the top and mental at all.
A guy might go to prison. Wait, a guy went to prison for 3 years for these crimes. I didn't see you complaining about it then.
No.
And Trump should get something similar, in my opinion. I don't think he will, but he might get a couple months. But we'll see what Mershon. Then again, he's got a lot of aggregating factors, so it's a hard one to call. So.
Rag is a fucking pussy motherfucker. We're all owned by China. Welcome to
Wait.
You're all owned by China.
Yeah, it's really weird how like Elon Musk is sucking up to Donald Trump given Trump's anti-green, anti-China. Like Trump, Elon Musk makes his money from green energy. Trump hates that. Elon Musk has a lot of like business in China. Trump hates that. It's really weird. It's almost like they only bond over their racial, their skin color and their wealth category.
Trump absolutely bitched him out as well. Didn't Trump say like, "Oh, he came to the White House begging me for shit"? Like he was absolutely fucking just dunking on him. There are F slurs in this video in case you care about the VOD. Oh, okay. Hang on. Should we skip past? Okay, you get the idea. They're screaming and shouting, right?
Okay.
A couple of years.
Put this directly in my veins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just like all you watching, we also had a bunch of questions about what this means for his campaign, if it means anything, his ability to even run for president, or whether or not he could even legally vote for himself anymore. We're going to get into all...
Apparently he can, because the crime was in New York. So if he's registered in Florida, he will be able to vote in Florida.
Yes, but of course you can't vote in Florida with a felony, but because his conviction was in New York, it's New York law is a voting law. But I mean, it doesn't really matter because even if Trump is in prison, Ron DeSantis will find a way of making sure that a rich white man can vote.
Yeah. Also, he's probably going to win Florida anyway, so...
all that in a second, but we're not done enjoying this moment. So here are some of the best reactions we could find from places like Fox News and Newsmax. Please enjoy.
If they're, as we've talked about, going to now start referring to former President Trump as convicted felon Donald Trump, and whether they're going to use that language, that we also know Hunter Biden is facing 2 federal trials.
What?
You know, the public official Hunter Biden.
The private citizen Hunter Biden that literally nobody talks about except for people on Fox.
Impeach him from his
Yeah,
position
impeach him
coming from Joe Biden's bollocks. That's his official position.
Is this just an excuse to look at his dick again?
Yeah. It's for Marjorie Taylor Greene to get out, let's be honest, quite well-worn posts at this point, aren't they? Those cards she's got, I feel like she's handled those quite a lot.
I have to say, I'm a
Bit
little
too
bit
much.
confused. You skipped that last video because of what?
What last video?
Of the screaming white men.
Oh, because apparently there were F-bombs.
But we say that word all the time.
What?
F-bombs?
No. The slur for
Oh.
homosexuals.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was like, we say fuck all the time.
No. You
That
can
to me
say
is an F
fuck's
bomb.
fine.
Okay,
No.
F slurs.
F
Okay.
slur, yes.
No, we don't want to platform that bullshit, homophobic bullshit. Absolutely not. No.
Also,
Okay,
it's TOS. That's the point. Like I personally look. If they're gonna say it, they're gonna say it. I can't really stop them from doing so, and I don't think I should be stopped from playing that as evidence of them saying it. But the TOS
Oh yeah, they're
is what
homophobic.
it is.
Fuck.
So yeah.
We know they're scum. They have, they're MAGA.
Yeah.
We can talk about as well. One of them starting on Monday.
We have gone over a cliff in America. This verdict is a verdict of someone.
Honestly, Janine, if you want to go over a cliff, I wholeheartedly support that.
I just feel like what you really went to was over the edge of the bottle when you nicked it all the way, and poured it right down your throat without touching the sides before you came on in.
Yeah, bitch fell off the fucking wagon.
Woo! That's
one who was forced to fight a 1,000-pound gorilla with both hands tied behind his back.
What?
I've been
What are you
hearing
talking
some.
about? He literally called no one.
Is that a
to help
fanfic?
him.
Is that a furry fanfic she's just written there of Donald Trump wrestling with a fucking gorilla?
Like King Kong.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could have called anyone. He could have called Alan Weisselberg. He could have called anyone who showed that he cared about his wife. He couldn't do that. He could have brought paperwork showing that Michael Cohen did work that he was being, paid for with a retainer and not just using legal expenses as a cover up to hide his campaign donation.
Also, Marcel brings up the very good question. The real question is, what would white people's average dick size be without Hunter Biden? Good point. He is raising the average white dick size by like a good 2 to 3 inches at this point,
Some comparison.
He's the only reason we're only half an inch behind. Was it black people or something?
Between President Trump.
All the big political issues being covered by the Libertarians, everyone.
Oh yeah, they're very serious people.
Very serious.
And say a rap star that's been sentenced to behind bars, and we see what happens to those rap stars, right? They become even bigger stars, right? They sell even more records.
Oh, I can't wait for Trump's diss track. Oh, it's gonna be fire.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are they just using like black people go to prison and become more famous?
Yeah.
Because white people have never gone to prison.
Well, that's all I can say about that particular bit. Is
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.
I need to get maracas.
So what they're basically saying is, in the black community, going to prison will make you more popular with the black community. Wow.
I think so.
Fucking Fox racism.
No, I think that was Newsmax, to be fair.
Oh, was it Newsmax? Okay.
Yeah. Although I suspect they wouldn't disagree, but they just
no.
As a point of technicality. Yeah.
Fascist programming. Also, always racist.
Yeah. Also, Eminem already did a diss track on Trump. That's
Yeah,
an
he
awfully
did
hot coffee pot. Should I drop it on Donald Trump?
Probably not.
Fuck me, that was bad. Anyway.
Yeah, that was terrible.
He's so good, and yet he produced that shite. It happens. It happens.
Well,
Don't force it, Em. Don't force it, mate.
Saw today was an absolute travesty of justice.
He said your wife was ugly and that your dad killed JFK. Grow some fucking bollocks, mate.
Honestly, he conspired to defame your family, and you're out here licking his balls.
That's so tragic. You don't need to do this. You don't need to. Honestly, I need to take Ted Cruz to one side and just go, Ted, what's up, mate? Come on, champ, sit on my knee. Come on, slugger. What's wrong, mate? Why are you debasing yourself like this? You can be better, okay? You don't need to do this. You're never going to be president, and you know what? You'll always be senator of Texas because for some fucking reason they keep re-electing you, even though you've shown you do not give a solitary fuck about them. Just chill,
No.
yeah.
You just want power, and you're literally willing to throw your wife and your dad under the bus to claw at power.
Welshie Jim donated
He's
$6.36.
just a collaborator. He's
Put
like the
this
worst sort
towards
of
some
Vichy
rap
government sellout stooge.
Yeah. But I don't need. I mean, thank you for the donation there, Welshie. But I don't need rap lessons. Okay. I am an empirical lyrical miracle. I don't need any of your fucking charity. Okay.
Look, compared to Flogina, you do sometimes bust out randomly bars.
Yeah. Look.
Without even trying.
Look. Exactly. They call me the rhyme minister.
Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable.
What?
But good news is coming. Joe Biden, you're fired.
You now have. The fuck was that? That was some of the lowest effort shit I've ever seen.
That was the worst audition tape I've seen.
Joe Biden, you're fired. Look, I know you've got to like kiss the ring in the papal terms, or possibly rimming, whatever.
Yeah, I would definitely go with lick the ass.
But you don't need to do that. This is so embarrassing. Oh.
12 jurors that basically...
What's more brown, his face or his arsehole? Do you think he tans down there as well?
Is he orange between his cheeks?
Who was it that was doing you need to tan your balls and gooch to become a man
Oh,
thing?
that was Matt Walsh, wasn't it?
Was it Matt Walsh?
Or Tucker Carlson?
No, Tucker Carlson. Yeah, Tucker Carlson was like,
wasn't it?
yeah, you need to taint tan in order to become a man.
Yeah, like what's a really good idea is take ultraviolet light that you're basically biologically designed to sort of protect your balls from that. You know, if you think about how they're sort of like under other stuff and they're between your legs, right? They're sort of like a little bit. You're not really meant to get sunburn there, but instead, what you should do is straddle a UV lamp.
Yeah.
And tan your balls, because that's what real men do. They expose their sperm to ultraviolet light for hours on end.
They're using X Gonna Give It To You on pro MAGA TikTok.
Because they just steal everything from black culture.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. I mean, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
People in the they're doing bars, they're dropping bars in the chat. I don't know if you've been noticing.
What bars we got?
Like, these rhymes are dope, Kev. Taint tan, become the man. What else? I can't remember. There's some other ones.
Tim Scott is very sad. I'll be honest with you, that's not a great bar. It's true. It's absolutely true, but...
We're waiting for line 2. I'm going to see if there's a...
Oh, Phantom of Black, that's where I nicked it from, yeah. I'm the Rhyme Minister, fresh in a hat and dinner jacket. You look like a mix of Epic Lloyd and a Pringles packet! Sorry.
What do you like? I'm gonna do a wank in a shit and a piss.
I'm gonna piss in a shit and a wank in a tree.
Yep.
Anyway.
I'm gonna do 1, a 2, and a 3. A piss, a shit, and a wank in a tree.
Hang myself in the neighbour's garden. When he comes home, that's a nice surprise. Let the darkness just take you soul. Listen up, child. Close your eyes.
So dark.
So fucking dark. Was it? Wank myself with one finger. Call me Captain Hook.
What was it about your balls on each side and your cock and the tussle? In
Oh
between?
yeah, I've got two balls, one on the left, one on the right. They meet in the middle, a testicle fight. Oh, we're having some Northern boys. Let's. Do we need to?
Yeah, let's take a break.
They did have a new one, but it's shit.
That's too bad.
Actually, not the Northern boys. The Baz and Pete and Baz.
Yeah.
But there was. It wasn't. Great.
Well, you know, if you can't have everything be a banger.
Exactly, you can't. You can't. Here we go. Sexy train. Let's go. Beep.
Your name, I'm Pat, that's Kev, there's Norman Payne. Sweet love is a destination, I'll come take a ride on a sexy train. Get naked with me, let's paint pictures of airplanes. This one here is a cargo jet, and I'm gonna call him Shadow Bane.
Oh no! Poor guy.
He was fine. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
He recovered.
Skip, kick on me prick. I said sometimes life is a massive bitch. I've been evicted. Now I live in a ditch, but fuck it. All aboard, baby, shake your tits. I'm a strong, fancy gentleman. Shoot my load from a tree like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man!
Give my teeth and it's time to dance. Watch me cut shapes with my tiny hands.
Whoa, hey, friggin' heck. Bob my head like a pigeon peck. I wanna dance for eternity, so just fill my legs with a nanotech. Robot Pat can't be defeated. He shoots lasers from his eyes. Should've never given me the nanotech, cause now I kill motherfuckers with my nanotech thighs.
I don't mean to be a dickhead. I wanna put a smile on your pretty face. I'm a cuboid alien man. I don't wanna be a part of the human race. Bombs, thieves, a bunch of swines. Living a lie, sucking dick all the time. If you really wanna, we can do that too. But I'd much rather just hold hands with you. Come on, yeah. A motherfucker, do you wanna make a love to me? Come on, yeah. A motherfucker, do you wanna get fucked with me? Come on, yeah. A motherfucker, do you wanna make a love to me? Come on, yeah. A motherfucker, do you wanna get fucked with me?
All aboard the sex train. All aboard the sexy train.
All aboard the sex train. All aboard the sexy train. Hey motherfucker, let's get fucked. This here train is made of man love. Come on, have a ride, you sexy bastards, and don't go home till you're up the duff. Fuck yeah, I got a spring in my step. Let's measure things with a trigonometry set, cause I'm high. I wanna kiss your face, I gotta make love slow, cause my legs in a brace.
And it's full of things. One of those things is your favorite thing. This one here is the greatest thing, and inside that thing is another thing. And wow, look, there's a German man. His name's Jürgen. He's a tiny man. What the fuck is he doing in a frying pan? Am I just high, but am I dying, man?
My mate Kev has dementia. He says hi and forgets dementia. It's alright, it's an insane adventure. Sometimes he sleeps in a shopping centre. Come out, I wanna party with you. Let's go downtown where the wife's asleep. She is an evil succubus and she spits black venom from her sagging teeth.
Let's go to the mall. Let's go. And I'll bring both balls. One to the left and one to the right.
Meet in the middle, a testicle fight.
Take it to America. How do you do? Feeling like a love pirate. Shiver me boots. I ain't got time for the drama. Hopping on the train, motherfucker, choo-choo. Come on, yeah. A motherfucker, do you wanna make a love to me? Come on, yeah. A motherfucker, do you wanna get fucked with me? Come on, yeah. A motherfucker, do you wanna make a love to me?
Come on, yeah.
A motherfucker, do you wanna get fucked with me?
All aboard the sex train. All aboard.
I love all the people just ignoring the fuck out of them.
Oh no, yeah. Because that's the British attitude. Just
on the tube. Just
there's some
mind your own
fucking
business.
nutters. Just walk past them.
Yeah, just don't make eye
interact
contact.
for fuck's sake. They'll probably
Oh
stab
God,
you.
no. Yeah,
Jesus.
don't make eye contact.
No.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
All aboard the sexy train.
And then we've got to have the classic.
All right.
Well,
Yep,
one
party
last
time.
one, then we get to the video because we're fucking 2 hours in and we've got 8 minutes in.
Don't wanna fall in love, I just wanna get fucked. Traveling mountains, a terrible stuff. Heroin, ketamine, jelly bean puff. Shove it in my brain, get it all mixed up. Like, wow, I'm a troubled soul. I'm living in a studio flat that's covered in moles. Go outside just to shout to strangers and I crawl in a hole like an ugly mole.
I love drugs and sketchy pills, and my favourite ones are the ones that kill.
Quickly,
when I go when my loved ones miss me. Well, the answer's no. Chuck my cars in a big main road, turn my head to a powdered skull. Let rain pour, turn that to mulch, and that's the last scene of the Patrick show.
As if glue gun paste on my face is plastic.
It's so mental.
I'm a ratchet guy. Lost my wife for a black goodbye. No,
Don't talk to me unless it's an emergency. I gotta go, I gotta take a number 3. That's a piss and a shit and a wank.
Hello there, can I fill your hole? She took one look and she told me no. I got a wife at home and she hates me. I sleep outside cause she makes me. Big gold with the cocaine, that's me breakfast. I tried crack once, I just wanted to test it and I'm hooked now. I could marry my pipe, my wife wouldn't care, she just wants me to die. It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man? It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man?
a hip, a hop, a hip, a dip my dick in the salsa dip on a Taco Tuesday. Get a splash on your boob legs. Feel free to say no. Bald bean full of beans.
I got a Yamaha keyboard drum machine, Metallica patch on my dungarees. Girl, can I get your number, please?
Hang myself in the neighbor's garden. When he comes back, that's a nice surprise. Let the dancers just pick your soul. Listen up, child, close your eyes. Just pull it out, don't cut me hair. Take my face, stub a cig right there. I'm a dirty,
Wretched man, call me granddad cause I fucked your nan.
What's the worst? Fuck the universe till it hurts. I'm not used to these kinds of mental health issues. I just want to live in a church and find peace upon my brain. Jesus, please just stop me pain. I know you think that this is a game, but it's not. Now watch me walk away.
I'm a love machine, I don't know when to stop. I got a mouse up here that can make me cock. Pink and red with a mighty blues. In the club too, stepping with my black school shoes. Lunch and meat in my boot cut jeans. Chuck it on bread with a bit of numb cheese.
Taste it.
Would you like your bite? Give the clap to your wife and a wave goodnight. It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man? It's party time, get your drugs out. If you wanna make love, get your muffs out. It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you wanna make love to a sad old man?
Do you wanna make love to a sad old man?
You're gonna be singing that in 40 years' time, aren't you, Kev?
I fucking am. Well, I'm not going to be alive, but yes, thank you. Actually, I might be 77. Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, did you see that 70s clip I gave you about that comment about Marjorie Taylor Greene's body? Did you ever watch that?
Maybe.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Anyway, oh well, what a time for the raid. Thank you, Tina. You came in at the right moment where we were watching white old men rapping.
It is a thing.
It is a thing.
Once you look at it, you can't really look away. From
Yeah, and also it's like Pringles. Once you pop, you just can't stop.
Yeah, wow.
And
like, I didn't...
it will make you fat. So it is like Pringles. Yeah. Anyway, we were watching things about Donald Trump. Apparently. Okay.
Are going look. We're going to find out who these jurors are.
Everyone go and follow Tina too, by the way.
What? I'm sorry. What did that person just say? We're going to find out who these juries are.
And thank you to whoever it was, Strigalunai, for following. I've almost certainly fucked that pronunciation up.
That basically are going look. We're going to find out who these jurors are in the next 24 hours. Some are going to speak, some are not going to speak, but you've ruined their lives, Alvin Bragg. They can never hold a normal job again. They can never go anywhere without worry about being harassed.
Obviously, just a sad day for America.
Yeah, but who's the one that's harassing them, mate? Why is it not? Why is it Bragg's job for you not to harass them? Also, yeah, Pete and Baz do go harder. That is true. Actually, can we? Oh shit! I do want to play one Pete and Baz tune. I'm in the mood.
All right, I'll find the Bleach Blonde Bad Built Butch Body 70s version.
Where's the? It's such a hard tune. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Gangster shit. It's oh my god, this is a fucking bop. Hang on a minute. Like this is legit fucking like rap.
Oh yeah, this is actually serious. They are actually they're showing a decent level of talent here. That's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's more than I would take a number 3, a shit and a piss and a wank and a
Yeah,
tree.
look, it's like look, if this was like, let's say if it was like young black guys from LA saying the exact same shit, like it would be
it'd
like
go
it
hard.
would be legit fucking rap music. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny that it's old white dudes doing it.
All right, I'm about to post something in the Twitch chat. Can you cue that for us?
Yeah.
Banging on the chick cause I'm a gangster bitch. I'm gang banging on the strip on some gangster shit. Hammer in the truck and I can bang this clip. And if you want to test us, I let the rap to rip.
Wrapped up, get bagging, the slacks ain't sagging, the suit stay pressed while the boys go grab him. The clock keep ticking, the block keep trapping. This one phone call if I want to toe tag him.
I'm a bag flipper, sipping the jack ligger. Big black jacket on my back, chin chipper. Big white dipper, whipping the cane quicker. Pocket full of change in the bank got bigger.
Big tipper, the girls get thicker. I'm on the block with an hairpin trigger. Money on his head, pick it up for a figure. Pull up on his hood, work
Yeah, YKK zipper. Yeah, that's hard.
Money on his
Good.
head, pick it up 5 figure. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so good. Fuck. Oh.
Chop and the chopper just pop shots in him. Drop top and I'm popping the locks off with it. Whip, I whip it like my mama did. Trick, I pick it up another shh.
I love a woman that's ready to get down. She could tuck a weapon, a Louis Vuitton gang. Big math, she's a bit too late, so I tell her come and sit a Brazilian butt down.
Belly leather and it's tailor fit. You know it costs a lot of money, but I'm made of it. Got a Chevy Lamborghini and a Mustang Sally. Ride it with me, baby, take your pick.
I'm a rider, drop an Eddie and I'll drag him in his eye there. Run up on him, then I'll clock and knock his eyes out. Did this until I pull his eyes out. I'm wave sipping any.
He didn't see me coming till I pull his eyes out.
Yeah,
Oh!
yeah. The wordplay's good.
Oh
Wordplay
god, that's
is
a
good.
fucking bar.
Kicking back, riffing on a big fat bifter. She's a little fat, but the biff might lift her. Hey sister, where's your old mister? Do you wanna come and get naked and play Twister?
2 blue ticks at a bird on red. There's money to be made on the road instead. Then I cover my plate while I run that red with my foot flat down and a mask on my head.
Banging on the chick cause I'm a gangster bitch. I'm gang banging on the strip on some gangster shit. Hammer in the truck and I can bang this clip. And if you want to test us, I let the rap to rip.
Wrapped up, get bagging, the slacks ain't sagging, the suit stay pressed while the boys go grab him. The clock keep ticking, the block keep trapping. This one phone call if I want to toe tag him.
If I want to toe tag him. Oh, god, that is ridiculous.
So this came up after the famous exchange.
Okay, what is this?
Oh god. Okay, so you know when Marjorie Taylor Greene like went after a woman, a member of Congress, and accused her of having bad fake eyelashes. And then I think there were some questions, like the AOC tried to have it struck, and fucking Coomer said, "Oh, that's fine, whatever." And so I can't remember the name of the member of Congress. Y'all, like, there's a lot of people in Congress. There's like 435 of them. But if you can remember the name of the woman, I want to say it's like Jasmine or Jasmine, something like that. She said, "Oh, so you're saying, Mr. Chair, that if I refer to the member from Georgia as the bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would be fine?"
Oh, and that's this song?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jasmine Crockett.
Why is it playing at a ballpark organ? She built like who?
It's coming. It's channeling a bit of Aretha here.
I know it's gospel style, but like, I don't know this. I don't remember this bit in the Bible. I'll be honest with you.
By the way, the exchange is on the right. It's a top recommended after this.
This one, false eyelashes. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, that voice when they just and how the fuck do you hit that note, man?
I don't know.
It sounds like 10 people are singing it. It's fucking mental. Look at, there's nothing to her. She's like a fucking 3 stones wet through. And she's singing like fucking operetta or some shit.
You crossed the line. You big bag. Oh, you a big dog. MTG. Oh, I'll dog walk you. Don't play with me.
All right, so you want to see what kicked it all off?
Yeah, I think I did possibly see
context?
something like this. Yeah.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
He's advising who? What?
This is a Merrick Garland impeachment hearing.
Oh,
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about
just
AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
order.
please regain order of your committee.
Order.
I do have.
See your fake eyelash comments, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we've got that picture of the guy you fucked from the gym, right? Like that, you don't want to start ratchet posting, all right? Like that don't work for you.
Have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your
Move
feelings hurt?
her words down.
Aw.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play. with
Baby
me.
girl?
I
don't
We
think
are gonna move, and we're gonna take your words down.
I second that motion.
So who will have to pay us? Okay. But Ms. Green agrees to strike her words.
I believe she
Chair
needs to
recognizes
apologize. No. She needs
Perry.
to apologize.
Okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Green
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then you're not
reserve the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am not apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman.
Debate me, bro.
She just debate, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Forgive
Yeah.
me, but aren't you literally members of like the most important debating society in America already? Isn't that literally what you do? What, you want to do a Twitch stream instead? You dopey
Yeah,
bitch.
basically.
The fuck.
The minority.
It's pretty self-evident.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not.
out of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike
I'd
the.
like to
I
strike
move to
those
strike the
words
lady's
as well.
words.
I would like
Strike the lady's words.
That's 2 requests to strike. That's 2 requests to strike.
Oh, they
Yeah,
cannot-
exactly. What are they debating? Eyelashes.
Mm-hmm.
What
Oh,
the f-
just her being a bitch.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah, let's debate the fact that you fucked around on your husband. Yeah, let's debate that, Bill. Yeah.
Not take the
There's
words.
another motion to strike her words again. Please
All right.
get
Okay.
your members under
Here's the
control.
correct apology. Ms. Green, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll strike
right.
my words,
That-
but I'm not
all right.
apologizing.
Without objection. Without
Not
objection.
apologizing.
21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be
That did you see? Both Raskin and Comer gave the whitest guy reaction to that I've ever seen. They're just like, the fuck did what did you just say? Look at Raskin. He's like, what the fuck is happening? His world is disintegrating. He doesn't know what's happening.
What now?
I'm glad I brought this to your attention. I can't
Oh,
believe
this is fucking amazing. They're just slinging insults, man. Oh, absolutely roasted. Oh.
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's a
Hold on.
parliament.
Trying to find clarification.
Also, yeah, she's asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
She's not saying.
example.
She didn't even say it about anyone. She just said.
Look, I didn't say that she's bad
Hypothetically.
blonde, butch blonde, or bad build, butch body. I didn't say that to anyone
Exactly.
in particular.
I'm just saying, if I did say that to someone, would that be appropriate?
Yes.
Would that be good congressional behaviour or not? It's a curious one, yeah.
On what quality.
Chairman, motion to
I
strike
had no
those
idea
words.
what you just said.
That's the first honest thing I think I've ever said. Yeah, I didn't understand what you just said. That you might as well have been speaking fucking Chinese. That's bad bill boo ba ba ba. What? What's that?
I'm not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just said
You just voted to do
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look it, calm down. Calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like to
y'all
get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying to
You're not recognized.
Amazing. Chair, you are absolutely killing it, mate. You're definitely doing a brilliant job.
Nobody recognizes you. Chair.
Definitely got control of this situation. Well done. Well done.
Very
productive hearing.
Calm down.
No,
Can you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Look,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
out
Chair,
I know why
okay.
you're
Order.
I didn't understand what you just said.
She's like, oh man, I can't win this fight. I have to check out.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think
butch body.
that was MTG saying calm down. That was the other woman on the Republican side, because MTG I think had checked out at that point. I think she knew she'd been bested.
Yeah, lost. Yeah.
Like she was applying some fucking salve to those burns. Anyway. Oh, that was lovely. Apparently, we are still watching a thing about Donald Trump, which we're never going to get
got a bit
through.
distracted, yeah.
Yeah. Even for us, this is a fucking joke, right? We have been going over 2 hours, and we have gotten through 9 minutes.
And we like these guys.
This is stuff we
just
want to
get
watch.
distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Democrats have succeeded in their years-long quest to turn our country into an absolute crap hole.
Do you respect
Yes!
what the jurors
Massive Dobbs! Woo!
have had to say in their verdict?
No, I don't, and I think that's part of the jury's fault.
Who gives a fuck? This guy isn't even on the jury. I don't care what he fucking thinks.
Yeah.
That's literally, it's what the jury think that matter, because they're the ones in the case. This is just some prick. I don't fucking care.
But it's really at the fault of Judge Merchan.
This new era of so-called progressive...
What in the fuck is... This is...
Is that Trey Gowdy?
I
'Cause
don't
he looks
know.
like a vampire.
Looks like a fucking White Walker.
Yeah, he does. He looks like something out of fucking Game of Thrones. You're
Yeah,
right.
it's like some Lord of the Rings fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Call this bitch Aragon. What is this? Aragorn? Whatever. Aragon's a bit of Spain, isn't it?
The prosecutors, there's nothing progressive about them. They are defense attorneys masquerading as prosecutors, and it's going to wind up ultimately...
Defense attorneys masquerading as prosecutors. What the
It
fuck
doesn't
does
even-
that mean?
Again, the MAGA word salad.
Did you just say, yeah, you just need to say words confidently.
Yeah, because Donald
Doesn't
Trump
matter.
doesn't make sense.
Doesn't matter what the fuck any of these... Yeah, the actual content of the words means nothing. Just say sounds confidently, and that's all they need to hear. I imagine it's like, you know, the teachers from Peanuts. That's all they hear. So they just need you to say it confidently. Like a dog. Sit!
Yes.
You just say it in that accent. It doesn't even matter what you
Yes.
say. You've just got to say it in the right tone.
You know,
And
they
they
just
get
want to
it.
like be brought to heel. They just need a daddy.
Exactly. Which, like, if you're into that, that's cool, but don't force that on everyone. If you've got a daddy king, sort that out yourself. Give me a ring. We'll see what I can do.
I think it may be the undoing of our country.
All right, and that. Yes, delicious. Yeah, and
I literally started rubbing my nipples on stream last night. I don't know if you're around for that, but I literally started rubbing my bare naked boy nipples.
That's so, yes. I mean, good thing yours aren't as dangerous.
Yeah.
As,
look,
you know.
look. I like to use my male privilege well by exposing my nip-nips on stream and rubbing them whilst Donald Trump cries. I don't know what else. I don't know what else I can possibly do.
And that
again, how do I explain that to my fucking
Your dad.
old as shit dad? Imagine that. Fuck, my nan was like super religious as well. She'd be fucking fuming. But then again, she was phenomenally racist.
Trey Gowdy one, the last one, that is particularly funny because just before the verdict was read, they were doing a live broadcast in the streets of New York, and someone on a bike rode by, recognized Trey Gowdy, and said, "Fuck you, Trey Gowdy."
Greatest city in the world.
We love New York, don't we, folks?
It is. It's amazing. Nothing will beat fucking Michael Rappaport doing his thing and someone threw a fucking snowball at him. Have you seen that one? Hang on,
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. Rappaport snow, I guess. Someone's got to have that. Here we go. So, Michael Rappaport doing his like, "Oh, Israel's awesome. It's perfect in every way" bit.
Okay.
And then in New York earlier this year, and didn't go
You know,
so
this
well.
whole crap with this cancel culture and the.
Shut up! Shit! Shut the fuck up! Nobody wants to hear it. Fucker. You've been talking all fucking week. You don't care what you have to say, just stop talking.
You got me right in my fucking head,
All right,
asshole.
stop.
Damn it.
And he posted that.
Grace,
Or was it a live stream?
Greatest city on earth. I think it was a live stream. Greatest city on the planet. Fact.
Well, only we're like second over into Edinburgh. Hi everyone, I'm here in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. And the reply comes, "It's Edinburgh, you prick."
True. Did we find out about the Mankey Swans, whether they've taken any literacy courses yet?
Now they can't even read.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they can't learn, Christo. It's not necessarily an innate stupidity on their part. It could just be a lack of educational opportunity. And I,
Well,
for
you
one,
know-
hope they rectify that.
I want to see you out in the parks trying to teach the swans how to read. Let me know how it goes.
They'll just bite you. That's part of the problem. Yeah, the outreach program is difficult. You've really got to earn their respect, you know what I mean?
Yeah, swan or bear.
Oh, that's true. Swan or bear.
Yeah.
See, the man's
You think
got no
swan.
shit. Yeah.
You think swan because they're not, as big. But honestly,
But they're
more
so much
vicious.
more aggressive.
Yeah, they're really fucking aggressive. Like
But then
bears
you
will
can-
probably be distracted by like honey and shit, according
Yeah.
to Winnie the Pooh.
True. Did you know, this is genuinely true, Marlon Brando, right, this was a thing I just saw the other day. Marlon Brando he's dead now, 4 patents.
Really?
All for the same thing. Like 4 different patents. And it was tuning bongo drums.
Do they need to be tuned?
I didn't realise they needed to be tuned. I didn't realise
Yeah.
there were 4 different ways of doing that. And why the fuck did Marlon Brando get involved? That's what he was doing in between like the Godfather films.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a bongo. I do like playing the bongos, but it doesn't sound quite right." Tap tap tap. No, it's not quite right. I need to sort this situation out 4 separate ways.
Well, it might have been like his original plan, and then he realized he could improve on it, and then he realized he could improve on that, and then he
Exactly.
realized that,
Well, look,
like,
once you start inventing, you can't stop.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Pringles.
It is like Pringles, and you'll get diabetes. So he's exactly like in case anyone from the Pringles organisation, there is not necessarily a direct link between Pringles and diabetes.
Highly processed fruits. I think that's a safe connection to make.
Well, everything in
they don't-
moderation.
It's actually not a food, is it? They don't even call it. They tried to get away from like a food tax.
I'm
and
just
they
trying to
realized
cover
that
my
wasn't
arse, Christy. Leave me
Oh,
alone.
okay, all right.
Leave me alone.
Pringles are basically potato powder with lots of other chemicals. That's why they taste so good.
Yeah, it's the MSG. Definitely.
Yep.
2 different federal trials. This first one next week on guns.
Fuck you, yeah, I mean,
Hang on. We're watching that again. We're watching that again.
New York, right?
Best city in the world.
Federal trials. This first one next week on guns.
fuck you, yeah, I mean,
So yes, it is not.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say.
But if someone gets me that man's address, I will send him a cape because he deserves one. Okay, 100%.
A great day to be on a conservative news outlet. Hell, it's not a great day to be a conservative politician because now you're going to have to twist yourself into knots defending a convicted felon because you and your party have hitched your wagon to this guy no matter the cost. Which means we're going to see some absolutely incredible mental gymnastics for coming weeks and months as we...
Can we? I don't know.
They're all gonna know what it feels like to be Melania.
What?
Well, she knew what she was getting, right? But she signed up for this shit.
What, herpes?
Well, yeah, whatever he brought home.
No, sorry, it's called
the-
Baron. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, anyway, go on.
She basically, she debases herself every day she's with him.
Right.
But it's a kind of sunk cost fallacy. Like, she's like, I've already been here with him. I've got my inheritance baby, right?
Yeah.
So she's got the child that will probably get her
Well, she's
a bigger
probably
bonus from the will.
Yeah.
And now she just needs to wait around till he dies.
Exactly.
It's taking a fucking long time.
Oh, no, she's furious. She's like, oh, fuck, I thought he'd
Oh, yeah.
definitely be dead by now.
Yeah,
You've seen the way he lives. Jesus Christ, how is it?
You see what he eats.
He's 77. Oh, fucking hell.
And his brain's rotting out of his ears.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
She really thought she would have been like a widow.
and presumably
like
they've
10
got
years ago.
a prenup, so she can't do the
Uh-huh.
divorce. So she's just got.
She's just got to outweight him.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
She's just wait until he dies.
I don't know. Is it worth it though? Because you can tell how much she hates it from the fact that she'll do smiley, smiley, smiley as soon as he looks away. Ugh.
Drops the facade.
Like she's dead inside. Is any amount of money worth that?
Well, she sold her soul to the devil, so...
Yeah. It's grim, man. Honestly, Faustian shit.
Dang it. Like, Marcus messaged us. I sent him the I'm wrong whenever you guys just ping me. Like, fucking no. I gave you the link so you can just jump in. Are you in the chat, Marcus? Fucking jump in. That's what we said.
Yeah.
I said it's late enough for you to jump in around hour 2 or 3. Just jump in.
Yeah.
Get in here. I'll just type, get in here! Exclamation mark. All right. Okay. Hopefully you'll see that. What the fuck is this? Oh, the Manky Swans. Not only can he read, they're very aggressive against literacy, generally.
Yeah. Also, you're kind of proving the point there, Swan. Like, you're not beating the allegations, are you?
Hey, Marcus.
Well, see, that's why I had to ask. I didn't want to interrupt this highly educational content of the Swan.
You never interrupt. No, we basically are like killing time until you show up. That's the entire point of tonight's show.
Yeah. Oh, that's highly concerning.
All right, you two talk. I'm gonna take a comfort break because we've been going for like over 2 hours. So, and Kevin always does his wee like right before he come on air. So,
yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Catch up.
Why haven't you shown me your cock?
Well, I'm going to need something in writing so I don't get sued.
Well, come on now. I've literally just requested it live on the air. I think that would be sufficient in a court case situation.
It would. My concern is that these VODs do disappear. And, things can take time.
True. You know what? Fair enough. You're covering yourself, and I appreciate that. You see, he's a man who doesn't just talk the talk; he walks the fucking walk, and I appreciate.
Which is ironic, because your problem with me is me covering myself too much.
A little bit with certain parts of you, yeah. 100%.
I mean, speaking of which, you mentioned Marlon Brando.
I did.
If I recall correctly, I believe there is a photo out there of him sucking a dick. If people would like to.
Oh, nice.
His homosexuality was stated as one reason his first wife couldn't stay with him. She was like, not only will he not stop cheating, there are a lot of men in there as well.
Okay. I mean, well, there you go. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Fair play. Anyway, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Yeah, how's practice been? That sounded like I knew what I was talking about, but it probably isn't right, is it?
I mean, I guess we'll say that it is.
Yes. How's practice been?
Not too bad.
Good.
I'm working. I think I might have mentioned this to you. I'm working on a Second Amendment case, which means I have to argue against gun control, basically.
Nice.
My client-
Communist.
That's fun.
Yeah. So
So you hate America? Okay.
Mainly, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we're over Kevin's wounded expression of lack of cock in his DMs. Is that you guys have made up?
Bitch, don't act like you don't want it as well.
Like I heard your tone. I was like, that is the tone of somebody who wants to come across as casually angry, but is actually quite disappointed.
Anyway, yeah, you two want to talk about legal shit or something?
Yeah. So Marcus, there's a whole bunch like Trump's felony convictions.
Yeah. He got felony convictions. I went to go check New York statute earlier today because I wanted to be sure. So now that he's been convicted, before he can be sentenced, he has to sit down with a probation officer.
I heard that there's an interview process, right?
Yeah. So the court's going to get a pre-sentence investigation report, or a PSI is what it's called. And it's going to, it's supposed to be basically every fact about him that might be relevant to sentencing. Everything from, a criminal history, physical and mental health, to
man, woman, TV, camera.
Remorse. Yeah.
To Bleach Blonde, bad built, butch body.
Yes.
I don't know if they'll ask that.
So this is the thing I find kind of annoying, and maybe you can connect these two things. Is I've heard multiple talking heads on television saying, well, Trump is a first-time offender, and therefore he's not, he won't probably get any prison because he's an old man and he's never had an offense before. But I'm like, wait a minute, he was found guilty of tax fraud. He was found guilty of Trump University fraud. It's not like this is the first time he's done fraud.
It's not, but this is the first time he, as an individual, has received a criminal conviction.
Okay, but does his history of running a fraudulent business go to his business records?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, they would absolutely be able to include that, and it would be up to the judge as to whether he wanted to weigh that as a relevant factor. He might decide, look, that's not criminal. I'm a criminal judge. If you want to indict him for fraud for Trump University, you're welcome to do it. But until it happens, I don't care. That's, business dealings.
Or is it a fact pattern?
But yeah, he could absolutely incorporate it and be like, look, this guy has a history of fraud. The fact that he's escaped criminal charges until now doesn't mean he should get away with it. I've heard a lot of judges at sentencing say there's no bulk discount.
What does that mean?
As in, you don't get a lesser sentence because you've racked up so many crimes that they aren't all judged individually. And so by bulk discount, they mean like a bulk sale where it's like buy 5 and it'll be, $10. I've only met a very few number of judges that actually apply that. Normally, I find that they'll say that a whole lot, but yeah, once you hit 34 convictions, they're not going to give you an individual sentence for each one and run them all one after another.
Yeah, they would be running concurrently rather than consecutively.
Yeah.
If he does anything. So, can you talk about mitigating factor or aggravating factors and mitigating factors?
Sure. So I mean, the aggravating factors, the easiest one, probably the biggest one, is lack of remorse. That's what a lot of judges cite too. There's sort of an irony in that you often don't want to express remorse if you're convicted because A, that can be used in a civil trial going forward if there's going to be any sort of civil damages. But also it makes it rather difficult if you're trying to appeal. just because the whole point on appeal is that there was something wrong with the process below, and if, like he probably will want to, he wants to claim actual innocence. It's very difficult to do that and then also express the remorse that a court would want.
Right, because
So,
you'd have to admit guilt, and that kind of undermines your appeal. However, I mean, the 10 contempt of court charges,
those would also be aggravating factors. They would go to his amenability to rehabilitation, is normally the way that's phrased. So I don't know exactly if, actually I don't even know if New York has a statute, but in Pennsylvania we have a statute about which specific things a judge is supposed to weigh in sentencing, and it's, you know, amenability for rehabilitation, the effect on the victim, and the safety of the community are the three big factors. And with a campaign finance fraud violation, the safety of the community essentially goes out the window, right? This isn't even like he's Bernie Madoff, right? The only people he scammed were the U.S. government and I guess the American people politically. Yeah, but he didn't actually take anyone's money like that. So it would really come down to, do we think, you know, we can rehabilitate this guy? Can we stop him from doing something like this again? And can we use his sentence to send a message to, say, other politicians who might be inclined to engage in criminal behavior, like, say, the senior senator from New Jersey?
So this is where we get to specific and general deterrence.
Yes.
You want to explain those?
So specific deterrence is, how do I stop this criminal in front of me from committing another crime? And general deterrence is, how can this sentencing serve to stop people in society as a whole from committing crimes? Both are considered relevant factors. They are allowed to balance both of them. And I have seen judges essentially say, I'm going to make an example out of this person to serve as an object lesson for everyone else in the community. It really sucks to have that happen to your client, but they are allowed to do that. The idea seems to be that the more people are aware of serious consequences for their actions, then they'll be put off committing crime in the first place.
They'll think twice. They'll
Hopefully.
think, that's the idea behind it anyway, right? So mitigating factors.
Mitigating factors, absolutely. He is 77 years old. He doesn't seem to be in the best health, and prison is hard, right? So if you're going to send someone to be incarcerated, you do have to take into account.
But can I just interject with my response to that, which is, fuck him. Fuck him. Send him to jail. He's a cunt.
Old people can do crime, apparently.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Hey, it might not be enough to overcome it. You know, we had a case in Pennsylvania recently where a quadriplegic with extreme failing health was asking for compassionate release, and the prosecutors opposed it.
Jesus Christ. The courts have gone woke.
Now, as it happened, that guy ended up getting out because there was like a literal constitutional concern. Like, we do have a constitutional responsibility to provide healthcare to prisoners, and the prison simply could not accommodate him.
Okay.
So that's why he ended up getting out. But for a lot of old people, they'll be like, well, yeah, it sucks, but you shouldn't have committed crimes when you were old.
Yeah, basically. Like, I don't know that I understand that he is old and more frail. But again, like, you don't want a wave of AOP crimes. You don't want a bunch of elderly people just thinking, fuck it, YOLO, I'm going to go do that armed robbery because they're not going to put me away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, they might do something
if you're in a wheelchair, commit lots of crimes, you're fine. Not a problem. Yeah.
Although it can be difficult to escape from the cops if you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah, but you get away with it. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Easily.
They transferred him to a facility that was able to care for him. To my knowledge, he's still alive. This was like the last couple weeks in PA.
So, age, also that he has not yet he hasn't had any other criminal convictions.
Yes.
Would, in theory, go. But isn't there also they're going to do research into what other comparable sentences have been for similar Class E felonies? And
It's
when
not,
you take
it's
that
not
into
that classy. What
consideration,
are you talking about?
well, for instance, Michael Cohen, for instance, went to prison for 3 years for this and other, just like Trump has this and contempt of court things. But it's I've heard unusual to send an underling to prison and yet give the boss probation.
It is. At least that's supposed to be the idea. The boss is more culpable. There's more of a not actual malice, because malice is a term of art, but like the conventional sense, you generally think of the leader as being worse, right, than the one following orders, as it were. Part of that will just be, though, the specific crimes each was charged with, right? So the only reason this is even a felony is because of the specific circumstances of Trump's case. Normally, falsifying business records in New York is not a felony. It's a misdemeanor.
But he committed a conspiracy. It was part of a conspiracy. Is that what made it a felony?
And I might be misremembering the statute. I think it was because of the repeated nature of it. That because they were able to stack a whole bunch of charges on top of each other, they were able to show like a course of conduct, and that was how they got it elevated. But that I'm not entirely sure on that one. I might have to look that up.
And also because it was combined with like an elections, like, or maybe maybe it was just the number of felonies that it stacked up. That's to me. I thought for some reason it was mostly misdemeanors and then one felony count. But then people were announcing 34 felony guilty.
They are all felonies.
Can I just is misdemeanor? Is that another porn star he fucked or what?
No, that is actually George Santos's new drag name.
Yes, let's go. You can't keep a bad bitch down. Let's go.
By the way, I've been watching a lot of Harry Littman and Glenn Kirshner, which is how I know all of these terms.
Oh, okay.
I sound way smarter than I am because I just listen to people who know what they're talking about.
Honestly, that's how most lawyers function. You remember a phrase from law school, you parrot it back out in the right situations enough time, and people think you actually understand what it means.
Yes.
True.
So I think that was all of the sort of academic level analysis thingies that we've got going on. What about some of your opinions on this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I do sort of hate to agree with sort of the consensus, but I doubt he's going to see the inside of a jail cell. I don't think he'll get an incarceral sentence, and I don't think that even if they did, that they would remand him immediately from the courtroom. The simple fact is, he's still a former president, and as much as courts would like to protest, judges don't really want to put someone that powerful or influential in jail.
What about house arrest?
House arrest is certainly possible. So
White House arrest.
White House arrest, yes. Yeah. And I did. I was listening earlier. I know you guys had mentioned house arrest as a possibility. One of the things that could actually make that viable is when you're on house arrest, you're allowed to leave your house if you tell your probation officer in advance that you have to do something. So
that's not house arrest then.
Well, you have to ask permission, basically.
I'm just going to ring up my probation officer to see if I can go and attend the UN General Assembly. What the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in theory, they could absolutely do that. They could be like, look, we're restricting you to the White House. They could give him a curfew. Unironically, a lot of house arrest comes with curfews. You have to be home by 9 p.m. And then every time he has to travel abroad or go on an official tour, there's a hurricane or something, he'd have to call some random New York probation officer and say, "Pretty please, can I go be president somewhere?"
Has there ever been a case of a flight risk on Air Force One? Has that ever happened before?
I don't think so. That would actually be genuinely concerning. I wonder if. I mean, I've had clients or just people in my office, not my clients, who have asked to leave the country while they're on probation or on bail or something like that. Mm-hmm. They tend not to grant it that much, but he's only a U.S. citizen, right? So it's not like he could flee to somewhere and they'll actually protect him, right? Like that was There was a concern with Ghislaine Maxwell. France will not, under any circumstance, extradite its own citizens. She has French citizenship through inheritance. If she would have hit French territorial soil, she'd be scot-free. Right? Trump doesn't have that option.
No, I mean, he's got Secret Service. Like, they would totally narc on him. And he's not going anywhere without them.
Yeah. But yeah, he would be able to leave the country in theory, so he would be able to attend UN meetings, the G7, all that kind of stuff.
Do you see what's on screen? Oh
I
my
can.
God, Kevin, can you read this? Because I was not aware of this.
Yeah, this is I think it's at the like you don't have to, like, for instance, Mike Tyson, who was convicted of sexual assault, wasn't he? I think was banned from the UK when he wanted to come over. So if you've got a felony, the UK government can ban you. So I don't want to like piss on anyone. So we don't just ban everyone who's got a felony charge, but it's a thing that's open to the British government that we can just say without reason, nope, you're not allowed in. Donald Trump's felony conviction now means he's banned from a host of countries, including Canada and the UK. Yeah.
I can't imagine they'll actually enforce that.
No, they if he became president, if he didn't,
then they might actually.
It might be funny to just do it because fuck him, I guess. But like, I don't know, maybe not.
I mean, that would actually be interesting because he's got business in the UK.
Yeah. Well, on that point, the r/Scotland subreddit was having a fucking field day with it. They like to make themselves the head of things. Hang on a minute. What the fuck? Oh, it's right. There we go. Apologies, I should have had this line.
That's right.
Really.
While you look at that,
I'm
I'll
sorry.
mention...
Just bring up Yowie. What?
I don't think so. I was going to ask...
A Google search for Yowie. I don't know what to tell you. That was just...
Okay.
Anyway, so r/Scotland, owner of Scottish golf course, convicted of felonies in USA. Yeah, I mean, technically that's correct. You don't need to make it relevant, really.
That is seriously bearing the lead, but technically correct. I don't know why they haven't marked as satire.
Yeah, true.
I wonder, does the UK have any sort of ban you're aware of on foreign ownership from criminals as well?
Oh, that I don't know. I would imagine not, given the amount of London that's owned by like Russian criminals.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
I imagine probably not. Although it might be on the books, but just not enforced is also an option.
That's true.
You know.
That's true. Because I mean, there's Alex Rojas is correct. Modi was denied a visa for the Gujarat riots, and when he became prime minister, we took it back because we wanted him to visit.
Yeah.
And similarly, Nelson Mandela was on the terrorist watch list until I believe 2005.
Yeah.
When the Bush administration panicked and realized that technically meant he couldn't visit the UN, and so they had to pull it real fast.
Do you know why that was? Do you know why he was initially put on the terrorist watch list?
Because the ANC did not rule out terrorism as a means of advancing their cause.
Strictly speaking, no, because when he was released and under clemency, it was fine. What happened, apparently, this was back in the early 90s, the first place he went to after release, the first foreign visit he made was to Cuba.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was all axis of evil shit. Yeah, so he was put on the fucking terrorist watch list again.
I read
Yeah.
another little factoid. I had heard this on one of the news stations, and I'm looking into it. I think it was MSNBC, but it is true. I am at can I get a real estate license with a criminal record.com. And
a very, very specific website, that one. Yeah.
It's actually aceableagent.com. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
But if you've been found guilty of a felony in New York or any other state, it's an automatic disqualification for getting a real estate license.
So you can't become a fucking realtor, but you can have access to the nuclear football.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Brilliant. That's a very, very sensible system you have there. Fucking Christ.
Someone did point out that under federal law, Donald Trump is no longer eligible to have a firearm.
Yes, that is true.
And so someone asked, does a nuclear weapon count as a firearm?
Yes. I think so.
Well, is he technically in possession of it? Like, it's not on his person, is it? And it's not in his house. So, I mean,
You can have constructive possession though. So like the Supreme Court has said, like if you're like driving a car and you have a gun in the glove compartment, that counts as being in your possession because you can readily convert it to immediate use.
I guess, but
rifle,
like
pistol,
that's
or other portable gun.
But that's
portability does part.
I would argue, and again, I don't know the law specifically, but I would argue just on a moral level, if it's your car, then that's still on your person. Whereas like the nuclear silos are not his property.
We all know that when you tell someone to move their
but the
shit.
nuclear football will be by him at all times.
That's
right. The actual command code.
True, but that just means the person following him is committing the crime by forcing him to be in proximity to the weapon. Like I'm trying to walk away from him, and the cunt's following me. What can I do? He won't leave me alone.
Yeah, we all know that when you tell someone like to move your ass or move your shit and they're in a car, it means their car and everything in it and them. So yes obviously. Yeah. Your ass and your shit, it's all one unit.
Are you concerned that he might store the nuclear football in his ass?
Well, the McDonald's have shot out of it.
That would be one way of sneaking it into prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? Someone had asked a question. Can he be commander in chief? So the joke it is a joke point. Yeah. It's a section 922G.
Huh?
I'm a real lawyer. That bans you from keeping firearms if you're a qualifying convicted criminal. Okay. And in reality, the problem is going to be, look, Congress can't statutorily override the Constitution. The president is commander-in-chief via constitutional dictate. And if the two of those clash, the Constitution's going to win. So he could be commander-in-chief. He will still be able to control the nuclear football. It's just very funny that if you read the statute literally, technically he can't have access to
I'm going to steal a joke from chat, as always, and just say, if he sticks the nuclear football in his ass, is that his mens rea? Because he's a man and it'd be up his bum.
So if he were to get, which even if he got a home office, or not home office, that's what I do. If he gets house arrest, for some period of time, or even if he doesn't, he's still going to get probation and minimum. I mean, he can't not get at least probation, right? Or can the judge just go, look, times, like not even time served. I'm just gonna. What's that when you just like wipe the record or whatever?
I mean, so we have no further penalty in Pennsylvania. I don't know what the phrasing for it would be in New York, but something like that would exist.
Hey, we're walking here. We're doing some law over here. That's what it would be like in New York. Yes.
I didn't realize Al Pacino was a judge, but yes. So yeah, I mean, something like that could absolutely exist. I would assume that felonies are not the sort of thing where you could do that. Normally there's going to be a minimum required, and it might be probation. He'll have guidelines, right? They will calculate his criminal guidelines. Those will probably get released. His PSI won't be released because that's going to have, like his medical information. Sorry, a PSI is the abbreviation for the pre-sentence investigation.
No. Oh, okay.
No, it means pounds per square inch. It's to do with inflation.
It does mean pounds per square inch. Pre-sentence investigation report. I don't know why there isn't an R in the acronym. Don't look at me. I didn't make it up. So that will have his health information. That'll have his financial information. Like his social security number is probably going to be on that. We're not going to see the PSI. That's going to be confidential. But his sentencing guidelines will probably just be posted on the open docket, so we will be able to see what his sentencing guidelines are. I know in the federal system, sentencing guidelines are very strictly enforced. They are optional. You can deviate from them, but they tend to not like it when you do, and it gets reversed a lot more readily. In Pennsylvania,
well, I'm sure that the Conservatives, being zero tolerance on crime, will want the harshest possible punishment, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely want the absolute maximum.
Well, the maximum for this offense is 4 years per charge.
That would be hundreds of years.
I'll say that would be actually if they ran them all consecutively, that would be 136 years.
Which I'll be honest with you, I don't fancy him getting that far. I'm just going to put it out there.
It is unlikely.
Statistically, you know.
Can I just like note again how our chat has better bars than Flogina? So 8DX men in the chat, it's all across the nation. Trump is on probation.
No.
And when he goes to jail, I will do lots of masturbation.
So probation,
Yeah.
what's that like? Okay, you get a probation officer.
So, yeah, you get a probation officer. There's different types of probation. Two main ones, reporting and non-reporting. Non-reporting probation basically means if you commit another crime, you violated probation, and then we can re-sentence you and probably send you to jail, but otherwise you don't have to do anything. You being on probation is merely a status you have. Reporting probation means that at some fixed interval, monthly or quarterly, you have to call in to your probation officer, or depending on the offense, you might actually have to go into the probation office itself and meet with them in person. And it will, exactly what happens after that will often depend on the offense you committed and the judge. If you get a DUI, they might ban you from drinking alcohol. If you get a drug charge, they may ban you from taking illicit substances that are not prescribed to you.
Would not be
they
relevant
might-
for Trump, because as we learned yesterday, he's the first president in modern times who's teetotal.
Yes, yeah, he is teetotal.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have to worry about the alcohol, but they could very reasonably say, you have to piss in a cup and we're going to check to see if you're taking illegal drugs.
That's fair enough, yeah.
Did you see the guy who got his license suspended and he joined the Zoom call?
Yes.
Yeah, while driving. Honestly, that's a flex. That's a fucking flex. I'm here for it, yeah.
Yeah.
If people in the chat haven't seen it, I'm just posting it now. Unbelievable.
It is honestly the
Unbelievable.
cockiest move
The
I've
judge
ever
is
seen.
like, is this happening? Like, just could tell the poor judge
Yeah.
couldn't even believe that shit was happening.
And I've seen that judge a lot. He does stream all of his court
Oh, yeah?
proceedings since COVID, and he's actually generally a pretty reasonable judge. He seems pretty happy-go-lucky. He jokes around with people. He can be a bit of a hard ass, but the fact that his immediate reaction was to just sort of stare in gaped amazement and go like, "So you have to turn yourself into jail by 6 p.m. today?" Like. There was just nothing else that was going to happen.
No, he was watching him commit a crime, like
Yeah.
in his courtroom.
Yeah, literally, like you're in my court now doing the
Violating.
crime. So like you haven't even usually even if you've committed the crime, you have already stopped committing the crime when you go into court.
Yes. Yeah.
But he was still committing the crime.
He was doing the crime on camera, live in court, and
Yeah.
the public defender's like, "We want an adjournment. We want."
Yeah.
She tried. Bless
But-
her
There was
heart.
person who makes bad decisions continues to make bad decisions.
Honestly,
Sometimes
at
nothing
that
you
point, you're if someone's still committing the crime whilst doing the crime, at that point, as the defense attorney, you shouldn't have any incumbency upon you to have to continue defending them. Like at that point,
You'd be able to walk
you've
out.
waived your right to a defense. At that point, fuck you.
Especially since, I think initially the judge asked, like, this is driving without a license. He's driving without a license. And the defense attorney said, that is the charge here. And the judge held up a copy of his suspended license and said, no, he's driving. And I see right here he doesn't have a license. Like, she tried to pivot. Yes, that is the offense charge, judge. These parts quickly, sir.
Yeah, she gets points. She's quick on her feet. She's vigorous defense of her client.
She'll go far, and one day she'll have an actual client that deserves that energy.
Doesn't show up and be like, "I'm not a cat."
I'm not a cat. Yeah. Oh, that was a belter. What was the other one? The guy who changed his name on Zoom to like Pussy Slayer.
Buttfucker 2000.
Buttfucker 2000. Yeah. He turned
I'm
up to
thinking
a
about the
court
guy in the
case.
business meeting who was hosting it, who thought he left the meeting, and then he went and got lube. And
Jeffrey Toobin, yeah. Yeah, he started
He did
jerking
jerk
it.
off
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. Which is a bit, it's a bit
Yep.
much.
COVID. We learned a lot of things about each other.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
What are
More
the
than I wanted
chances?
to, personally.
Yeah. What are the chances that Trump's gonna probably, of course, he's gonna try to appeal it all the way to the Supreme Court, and if he's, in the White House, he's gonna get some sort of the federal government's gonna overrule, and you can't have any kind of restrictions on Trump while he's president.
And he'll get to put another fucking 3 judges on the court by the time it happens, so he'll have it sewn up.
Yeah, I will say, so generally the Supreme Court doesn't take cases from state Supreme Courts, except not the state Supreme Court in New York, because New York has to be special. Their Supreme Court is their trial court. Their highest court is the Court of Appeals.
Weirdly.
We're doing a court over here! Sorry, go on.
If I recall correctly, the reason is supposed to be, most states call their trial courts courts of general jurisdiction, meaning they have the widest authority to hear cases. And so the Supreme Court has supreme jurisdiction over all these types of offenses, and that's why it's called the Supreme Court. But no other state does this. They should change it. They should have changed it several centuries ago, frankly.
Oh, Rohack, that's a belter. I was doing a presentation at work and when the notification popped up to helpfully let me know that Captain Cuntface was online on the big screen. That's a beauty.
Amazing.
Also, well done, Captain Cuntface. Perfect timing.
Yeah, I was going to say, did they choose that name or did you?
Presumably it's their name, isn't it? Yeah.
All right, can I just pause this for a second? Sorry. Because one of the PI on the QESB, the Qualitative Election Study of Britain, just sent me a new MRP poll from Electoral Caucus and Find Out Now for Daily Mail UK and GB News, sadly. It's showing, the predicted election results. So the general election of 2019, Conservatives got 45% of the votes and 376 seats. Labor got 33% of the vote and 197 seats.
Yes.
Liberal Democrats, I'll do this, that'll be the last one, 12% of the vote, 8 seats. Reform, 2%, no seats.
Yeah.
Now the predicted election results, as of MRP's new poll, is Conservatives getting 23% from their average polls, 72 seats.
Oh, they're not even going to get triple figures. Oh, that's beautiful.
Labor 45% of the vote, 493 seats.
Oh, that's going to be like a 200 majority.
That's like North Korea numbers.
Yeah, Liberal Democrats 9% with 39 seats, Reform 11% of the votes with no seats.
Yeah.
Next would be SNP with 3% of the votes and 22%, but of course they only play in Scotland.
Yeah, so they get 3% of the vote and then 40 seats. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess that must be the UK wide vote.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they always it always looks like they're going to get no fucking seats. If you just look at it but obviously they're only standing in those 50 seats in Scotland. So. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Maybe
I will say, it's a bit ironic for this to come from an American, but I see the polling and the seat predictions out of UK elections, and I always think that seems terribly undemocratic. How on earth is this functioning?
Yeah, no, it is profoundly undemocratic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reform. I mean, fuck it. What was the election when?
Reform, but they should have seats. If they get 11% of the
well,
vote.
exactly. I hate reform. Like, UKIP came third in the raw vote in the general election once and got 1 seat. And that was a seat they held via incumbency from a Tory that defected. So they never got a single elected, original seat. And they came third in the popular vote. Absolutely mad shit.
I'm trying to figure out what this other stat, because it says MRP seats, no TV, MRP seats with TV. I'm trying to figure out what the TV stands
Transferable vote?
But they don't have that. It's just.
I know, yeah, exactly, yeah. So I don't know how they would even do that because you don't know how people would vote in a transferable vote situation.
Yeah, or maybe it's a statistical thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't know.
Either way, the difference is 72 versus 66 and 493.
So they get four. Hang on, how many seats for Labour was it?
With no TV, whatever that means, is 493.
Oh my God.
With TV, 476.
Well, either way, that's still massive because there are only 650 fucking seats.
Yeah.
So that's a majority of 200 plus.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, no one in the modern era has had that. Tony Blair at his most had 140, was it 150? And that was a blowout in 97. 72 seats. The Tories haven't had 72 seats in 300 years.
Yeah, and with TV,
mad.
again, whatever that means, it would be predicted 66.
Wasn't Thatcher's first election like an absolute runaway? Did she not have a majority?
She had big majorities, yeah, from 79, 83, and 87, yeah.
Did she have anything comparable to Blair?
No. Blair blew everyone out of the water. His was the biggest majority they'd had since the 20s or some shit. Yeah, when the Liberals collapsed. But it looks like he's going to get blown out of the water by the fact that the Tories have collapsed. Again, the Tories have not had anywhere near 72 for, like I say, it must be 250, 300 years. They're the most successful force in Western politics. Literally, I mean, they've governed for like fucking 180 years at the last 250 or something ridiculous. Yeah, and they're going to get absolutely fucking wiped out.
I went to go check. Yeah, Thatcher in '79, she gained 62 seats, but she only had a 44-seat majority.
Well, that's okay. That's fine. But she definitely did win quite well in '83 and '87. I know that.
Yeah.
Because in '83 was like the worst Labour result of modern times, basically. Anyway.
Yeah. Actually, no. There you go. Yeah, in '83 she had a majority of 144.
Yeah, so that's about Blair's level. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right,
Although there were actually more seats back then because there were like 720 MPs or something. Anyway, yeah, but go for it. What were you saying?
I'm trying to get to their website, and it's sort of just timing out for me. So I don't know what this bullshit is.
And it's not going to get any better for the Tories, by the way. They're going to get fucked because he's just so unlikable.
Oh God, what did he do? How did he? Oh, the Mickey Mouse ears. I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, national service. What the actual fuck?
Yeah, he wants to do a national service thing, and it's so poorly thought out that no one knows what the plan is, and it's going to be compulsory, but you won't get arrested if you don't do it.
So you will be able to pay to get out of it, basically, because it's just going to be a fine.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to arrest you for the fine either, so it's not
like
it's nothing. That's not compulsory then. Do you know what the word compulsory means?
It's compulsory for poor people.
Well, I guess, yeah, but look, it's nothing. It's nothing.
I just think that when you bring out a policy, and for national service, and the Defense Department is going, look, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, the head of the naval staff came out and said this wouldn't work. Look, literally just came out and said, and they're not supposed to even make political notes, especially during an election. But they just came out and said, this won't work. Why should we have to babysit these 18-year-olds for a year?
Yeah, they said it's going to be a massive drain on the defense budget, and we're not going to get anything out of it because by the time you train people.
Yeah, and then they just leave.
Yeah.
So you'll waste a year training them up, and then they'll just go, okay, see ya. So but thankfully it won't happen. Because they're not going to get in, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it's just if you really want to just completely kill the youth vote, tell them that they're going to do basically a year of unpaid or shitty paid labor, rather than doing something they want to do, pursuing a career.
Yeah, my regular viewers will know the stat already because I've said it, but I saw that they would in the 18 to 25 category, the Tories are expected to get 6%.
That seems about appropriate.
They're more reform is probably getting a higher percentage. Aren't
Yeah,
they?
no, they're in fourth. Yeah, they're in fourth place.
I will say it is a very weird niche, constituency that he must be courting with this. I did see someone compare it to the equivalent of American politicians having to do obeisance in Iowa to corn farmers. You're like, there's 5 of you.
Yeah.
Why is this such a big deal?
Yeah, they're basically going after boomers who think that national service was like the time when everything was fantastic, even though the boomers didn't do it. They were already he'd already finished in '63, so by the time the boomers came of age, it hadn't happened. But they have this reverence for it, so it's right-wing boomers who read the Daily Mail. So it's like 50,000
people who wouldn't vote for the Tories under any other circumstance.
Well, no, naturally that would be their constituency. But the reason he's going after it is because they're now going to vote for reform because everyone hates the Tories.
Yeah.
So.
Oh God, I figured out what TV probably means.
Go on then.
Votes. Tactical voting.
Tactical voting. Yeah. There'll be a fair bit of tactical voting this time, I think, as well. Just because everyone's so sick of the bastards. Even Tories don't want the Tories to get in.
Yeah,
literally, a hashtag not all Logans, but Mark Logan, a Tory MP from somewhere in the north of England, literally came out and backed the Labour Party.
Yeah, a former
Fair
Tory.
enough.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
after.
to be
I'm
fair,
sorry.
they're going to get destroyed anyway.
Yeah.
What does it matter?
Yeah.
Right? Like the Dover one who crossed the House.
Yep.
But also, like, at this point, there's not much of an ideological bridge to.
Yeah, no, they're pretty similar. They're pretty similar.
Yeah, they're really fighting for the median voter there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They're not really. The Tories are now just trying to tack to the right to stop reform from killing them.
Yeah.
And the Labour Party are just sort of sat in the middle, hoovering the votes up.
How many political parties has Nigel Farage been in, led? Hold that thought, because what I wanted to say was, before you answer, because I think the answer is 3, but I saw after Sunak's announcement, when all of the Tory MPs and cabinet people were just fucking, what the hell is going on? Apparently some cabinet member had like his official papers for his post, and he saw his Labour counterpart. He goes, I should just give you these right now.
Oh, everyone knows they're going to get absolutely fucking destroyed. And
So
that's
what was
beautiful.
what was before UKIP? He was in some wasn't
Before UKIP, the Anti-Federalist League, I think, and then he was also a Tory for a period.
Oh yeah.
He was a Tory for a period. Was he ever involved in the referendum party?
That's kind of what I'm wondering.
I don't see
I'll
it.
look
I
him up in
I
Wiki.
see.
Oh, you're on Wiki?
Yeah, I see.
Oh, okay.
UKIP, Europe of Freedom and Direct Democracy.
Okay, yeah, that's
Okay.
man.
UKIP again, Brexit Party.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then Tory.
Yeah.
And,
Reform.
and independent for 1 year.
Isn't he is he in Reform now?
He is. He's he's not actually standing in this election.
Okay.
But he's the honorary chairman or something.
Of Reform.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he didn't he also lead UKIP without standing, or at least without winning?
Without winning,
He
yeah. No,
certainly did it without winning.
he
that's
stood.
true.
He stood for Parliament 8 times and lost every time.
Imagine being less likable than someone as repellent as George Galloway.
Oh, he is
True.
just terrible, isn't he? He is just a
He is, but to be fair, he
political
does.
leech.
He does win elections. you
Yeah,
know?
he must have an amazing ground game. I don't know why people connect with him, but
Well, he goes after. Well, it's not just Muslim votes, but he goes to areas where there are lots of Muslims,
Mhm.
and does a carpet bagging thing where it's like you can't trust Labour. Labour bombed Iraq, which is true. That is a thing that happened, and the Labour Party can't be trusted on foreign policy. They are literally supporting a genocide in Israel right now.
yeah.
And he goes and sort of stokes, foments
Okay.
sort of ethical,
Anti-liber-
ethnic tension and stuff like that, and gets in on the back of it. And he's very, very,
Yeah.
very effective. You got to say, he's one. He's
Mhm.
what? This is the 4th or 5th different fucking place he's been to now.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sold. I did see a radio commentator, UK one, arguing that part of his success is that he's the most rhetorically skilled politician of his generation, perhaps rivaled only by Obama. I think that's probably a bit of hyperbole.
That's
but
ridiculously
he
over
is
the top.
quite charismatic.
Yeah, that's ridiculously over the top. But he's
Yeah.
definitely like a guy who can, again, he would never work as a leader in a way that Obama did with his type of speech.
Yeah.
But he's really good at like stump speeches and like individual connection with people in a way that will win elections on a local level.
Yeah, I think Galloway gets his power from divisiveness, where Obama definitely wanted to try to root his power in unity and being inoffensive to white America.
No, he wanted to do communism. What are you talking
Only.
about? He wanted
I
to.
wish the Democratic Party was the party that the Republicans described.
Christie, this interloper from Kenya wanted to do communism. We are very normal and rational, okay?
Yeah, the guy who they had to they took what 2 years for him to come out in favor of same-sex of marriage equality.
Oh, even longer
Yeah.
than that. It was 2013.
Okay, wow. Okay,
That's a long
2008,
time ago,
2013. He got reelected before he was brave enough to come out in front of it, huh?
Yep. And then
Wow.
Biden forced his hand.
What a
Yeah, he did. He
what a-
basically outed him.
What a
in
guy.
some way.
Thank you, Elliot Woman with 245 bitty bits. Much love to you. Anyway, what have we got going on? Are we just rambling now?
Well, yeah, I guess we're just waiting for the Supreme Court. Any thoughts on when June? I mean, when they might.
Well,
come
hang
out?
on. Let's
Okay.
not bury the lead here. Flaggate thoughts.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, what? Flaggate. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone has read Alito's letter saying that he's not going to recuse himself from any of the election cases.
Because he doesn't care about the court's reputation or
Basically,
appearance of.
He's just gonna appeal to heaven. It's fine.
Yeah. He does what every judge does, which is basically to say, I didn't do it. It was my spouse. My spouse isn't a public servant. They're allowed to have and express their own political views, even views I might disagree with. Bullshit.
Share a house, motherfucker. It's about the appearance of impropriety.
Yep.
Even the mere appearance.
Yeah. I have had a judge who I no longer work for, but at the time I worked for her. She banned.
Hang on, a woman judge.
It wasn't indeed a woman judge.
Fucking woke madness.
Mm-hmm.
Look, obviously an equality hire.
Mhm.
DEI wokeness.
DEI gone mad.
Crazy.
We do elect our judges here because.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
DEI electorate.
Appointed by the people who are woke.
But she banned her clerk, right, her law clerk's husband's firm from her courtroom. Not even her law clerk's husband. Anyone who worked at that firm was not allowed to appear in front of her because she was so paranoid about how bad it was.
Well, it still gets me. Trump didn't divest from anything, and yet fucking Jimmy Carter divested from his peanut farm.
You mean Jimmy Connors?
Jimmy Connors and even Lendl and fucking John McEnroe divested from their jointly owned peanut farm in the 1970s so that there wouldn't be any semblance of impropriety when it came to, like, agricultural legislation. Like, what the fuck is a peanut farm? Jeez. But Trump's just like, no, actually, I'm just going to continue to run all this shit anyway, fuck you. And that's fine, apparently.
Well, I don't know if you remember.
Almost certainly
you're
not.
probably old enough to remember this.
Yeah.
But in 1969.
Nice. Best year ever. Yeah, go on.
Yep. A U.S. Supreme Court justice ended up resigning because he accepted payment of about $20,000 from a nonprofit in order to give some legal advice. And to avoid the appearance of impropriety, he returned the money.
Right.
And it was still such a scandal, the other justices forced him to resign.
See, I don't mind that. I think that's probably good, actually. Yeah, I prefer that level of, like, probity from people in high office. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally got leaned on by the Chief Justice, basically saying, "Nope, you can't. I know you didn't even take the money anymore, right? You got rid of all that. You were providing free legal advice. That's too much of a conflict. You need to leave."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's we need to get back to that level of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Chief Justice Roberts' wife is a client recruiter at one of the most prolific Supreme Court litigating firms in the country, for no apparent reason.
And a fucking lunatic. Like
Is she a lunatic as well?
Yeah, isn't she? She's the bitch that did the fucking appeal to heaven shit, right?
Oh no, that's Alito's wife.
Oh, I don't know. They're all the fucking same. These Supreme Court judges, they all look the same to me. I am racist against Supreme Court judges. This is true.
Fair. I thought you were going to just say against white men.
That is also true.
Although, to be fair, if you can't tell...
That's me.
Yeah, that is you. You are
Hispanic ones apart. You really.
Don't they all like beer? They're all the guy that likes beer, right? They're all that. They're all that guy.
Justice Thomas likes Coke.
For legal reasons, I do not associate myself with those comments. Those comments do not necessarily represent Kevin Logan or Kevin Logan Inc. or any of its employees.
Coke Zero.
Exactly.
Actually, that is actually genuinely what I meant. For those who remember, in his confirmation hearings, he was accused of leaving a single pube on a Coke can.
That's right. I do remember the pube on the Coke can. Yeah, I do remember the pube.
Oh, politics is so grubby.
It's a hell of a mating strategy, honestly.
It's you know what? Shoot your
Marcus
shot.
Mann wife
Yeah.
donated $3.
Yeah.
Caesar's wife must be above
Hang
all
on.
despunkification.
Apparently, your wife just donated to me, Marcus.
Brutus?
Yeah, of course it is. It's
Oh.
always him. Yeah,
Yeah, fair
he did one on the other day as Gil O'Teen. Like,
okay.
Yeah, he's a fucking lunatic. Anyway, yeah.
In terms of when we'll get cases, yeah, I expect it'll be sort of over the course of the summer. I am keeping an eye out for some of them. We did get, weirdly enough, so we have in America a watchdog for consumer financial products. It's the brainchild of Elizabeth Warren. It launched her political career. It's called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Oh, I thought it was the lime green dildo thing.
No, it's not the lime green dildo thing.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
that came later.
Yeah.
So did she.
Time.
Hey-oh,
Yeah.
high five.
Yeah. And it actually was challenged at the Supreme Court because it was, stopping banks and credit card companies from ripping off consumers. And they challenged it at the Supreme Court to say that its funding mechanism was unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm.
And it was upheld. They let it be upheld. Who do you think is the judge least likely to have written an opinion saying this thing can exist?
A dead one.
Either
That is
Alito-
true. You know what? I didn't consider that. I should have been more precise in my language. Thank you, Jordan Peterson.
Alito. Because being requires you to be alive. Alito, I think, is pretty out there, isn't he?
He is quite out there.
Yeah,
else
Judge
is a nut
Judy.
job?
Judge
Judge
Judy.
Judy.
Yeah.
He's not Judge Judy, an executioner.
True.
She's a family court judge, which is terrifying.
Is she still alive? I don't know.
She is still alive. She is a bazillion years old, and she's the worst human being in New York, and that says a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, no, Momo's correct. Judge Thomas wrote the majority
Oh.
opinion protecting the CFPB, and because he's a weirdo originalist, that opinion was him talking about how Parliament funded the civil service during the reign of Charles I.
Fuck yes. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Yeah, he straight up went that far back. The Glorious Revolution was mentioned.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Yes.
Yeah, he just traces the whole history of
just come back.
parliamentary funding.
So you so desperately you try all this shit like, oh, we're independent. You want to come back into the warm embrace of Mother England. You know you do. All of you. You secretly want to be ruled with a rod of iron from Westminster.
I
would rather walk into the sea. Or
I
worse,
saw-
live in Quebec.
You don't want to wear a powdered wig. That's
That's
and
right.
wear
I would have to
silly
wear a
robes.
horsehair wig, but the robes would make up for it. I do like a swishy robe. It makes me feel like a wizard.
Yeah, you get to wear ermine. What other excuse do you have to wear ermine? Come on now.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw people on Blue Sky kind of freaking out a little bit about some Thomas comments about Brown versus a Board of Education, but there was a back and forth about what he actually meant. Did you see any of that?
Yeah. So I don't even remember exact. Oh, it was he wrote a concurrence for the Alexander v. NAACP of South Carolina, which was challenging a racial gerrymandering case, and basically he said that racial gerrymandering is non-justiciable. There's no consistent test that we can apply. Basically, it's impossible to disentangle political and racial motivation when 93% of Black people vote for the Democratic Party. And so we should just not bother to do that anymore. And so kind of as an aside, in terms of talking about things that he thinks went beyond the court's ability, they're beyond their power, he pointed to Brown versus Board of Education, which, not great. It's not in any actual threat. any actual danger. They're not
No.
going to overturn Brown versus Board of Education.
But it just shows the lack of a commitment to equality.
Yeah. You even had during her confirmation hearings the idea of super precedent, because Amy Coney Barrett has some scholarship on super precedent. The idea that there are some opinions that simply cannot be overruled. Right, the equivalent of, like, I think it's the German Constitution, like the first couple clauses of it.
Yeah, the
can't be-
Grundsatz, the Grundsatz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
I have a very similar approach to my channel. My opinion cannot be overruled. Fact.
Fair. There's no review mechanism in place.
Exactly.
so.
Yeah. No appeal. I am judge, jury, and executioner.
I love Hot Fuzz. Oh, it's such a good movie.
It really is.
And one of the things she listed as super precedent up there with, like, Marbury v. Madison, which creates the idea of judicial review, was Brown v. Board of Education. That, you know, separate is inherently unequal. That is an unquestionable concept. It's simply impossible to construct a theory that would allow you to roll back that decision. Which presumably means you probably would not be able to get to 5 votes. You would get Barrett, you would get the Liberals, and then you'd probably get Gorsuch. Gorsuch may unironically be the best Supreme Court justice on Native American rights ever. It's frankly baffling. But it's true, and I imagine if you then pitched it to, well, we could bring back residential schools, he would see red. And he would immediately switch sides. He'd be on that side. Roberts would switch sides. He wants to preserve the integrity and the reputation of the court. It's shot because he's delusional and doesn't realize how much people hate it. But I think even he would realize Brown v. Board of Education is a bit too far, right? And so now we're talking about, okay, could Alito and Kavanaugh be persuaded? And frankly, at that point, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Gorsuch, to give an example, when he was quite new on the court, one of his decisions was about a Native American reservation in Oklahoma that had been sort of functionally out of existence for over 100 years, but had never actually been dissolved by Congress. And the concern that people had was like, well, if this reservation still exists, then every trial that has happened on that land is invalid, because reservations are treated as functionally equivalent to states. So state courts have no jurisdiction over them. They have to go to federal courts. And Gorsuch basically went, yeah, tough shit. And there's, he has a line which I could only butcher, but it's something to the effect of, the fact that injustice has been long-standing does not ratify it.
I was about to say, thankfully, there's never been any fuckery from the federal government towards the native peoples in Oklahoma, so it's fine.
Yeah,
never been a problem before, so I don't see why it would be in the future.
Yeah, I had a joke, but that's a bit too far.
And on that trail of tears bombshell.
Yeah.
Do we have any final thoughts?
By Pagan Man, yeah, Thomas made reference to Loving v. Virginia. Ironically, it would ban his own marriage, so I don't think he's going to do that.
That is one way of getting a divorce.
He is married to a white woman.
White.
Yeah.
That's one way of getting a divorce, though. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, Zach.
KSO, Gorsuch is a vindictive, contrarian asshole. I mean, that is true. He does seem to have actual principles, though. Of all the conservatives, I do think he is the most principled one. He seems to be the most consistent, right? Same way he wrote the majority opinion in Bostock saying that you can't discriminate against gay and trans people in employment. And it was a pure textualist reading. He said, you can't discriminate on the basis of sex. It is impossible to talk about and discriminate against gay or trans people without talking about sex. He's like, that's simply what you take issue with. You take issue with their sex and what they're doing with it. Did they imagine it at the time? No, I don't give a fuck. Right?
That's what the word says. That's
Yes.
what the word implies. That's what the word means.
My understanding, at least from reporting I've read, is that he's a vindictive asshole insofar as he hates Kavanaugh. He thinks Kavanaugh is a bumbling idiot and
Well, he's
basically is
right.
so incompetent he shouldn't be on the court.
Again, right.
So every time Kavanaugh writes something, it's like the chance that Gorsuch writes an opinion concurring, like quadruples or whatever, so that he can say, anyway, the majority reached the right decision, but here's why Kavanaugh's reasoning is dog shit.
Oh my God. Bleach Blonde, Butch Body, Bad Build, or whatever. Butch Build. That's like the Supreme Court version of that shit.
Yeah.
When can we expect a presidential immunity from all crimes ever because the president's basically a king?
I genuinely don't think that's going to be the ruling. I think.
Well, no, but that's the topic. Well, I mean, no. Actually, the
Yeah.
question was supposed to be,
When
does
will the
Trump
opinion come
have
out?
the immunity? And they're all like, no, we should think about this in the grand scheme of things forever and look very broadly at this topic. Like, but you're only asked to decide on this one particular criminal dude. Yeah, you think in June?
That's probably sounds right. I wouldn't be surprised if we got it in the next month.
Mhm.
The court over its history, especially for like sort of the last 100-ish years, has had a habit of taking fewer cases and taking longer to decide them. And at the same time, opinions and dissents have gotten longer and longer as they get more into the weeds. Famously, I think Jackson was the most verbose writer on the entire DC circuit. Everything that crossed her desk required a 120
And
page opinion.
this was Michael Jackson, yeah?
Yes. Yes, Chief Justice Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit more of a delay just because everyone's writing a bazillion pages about this. It is an issue of first impression, and they are technically crafting a rule for the ages, which I think was Gorsuch's line. And so they do have to consider how it will be applied going forward. But sort of TikTok, they've got a new term in the fall. They can't afford to sit around on their hands forever. And there is a system to when they release or how they release opinions, right? So opinions get divvied up among the justices fairly evenly, and so you can often guess towards the end of the term who wrote the majority opinion, right? So most people were able to figure out even before Dobbs was leaked that Alito had written it. Because they hadn't released an Alito opinion in a very long time.
And Alito leaked it.
Oh, yes, but even before it was leaked.
Oh, right, yeah.
People were able to go, yeah, they normally release like a certain selection from each judge in any given time period. We know they get about equal assignments, and we haven't seen an Alito opinion in a very long time, and this is the biggest case that's outstanding. Chances are Alito's the one who's writing the majority opinion.
Yeah.
Right? So once we get closer to the date as we go through June or July, we might be able to start making sort of educated guesses about who's writing the majority opinion, and then from that we can probably try and infer who's in the majority, right? If obviously if it's something like it's written by Elena Kagan, she tends to be more likely of all the liberal justices to pull in conservative judges, right? So it might actually be a cross-ideological opinion. If it's written by Alito or Thomas, it's probably just the conservatives.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. So we'll get some idea, right? Same thing like if it's Sotomayor, they're going to have to pull some conservative judges, but she doesn't pull them as frequently, right? So if you get Sotomayor, chances are it's like what? You maybe get Barrett. I think she's the one who breaks most often from the conservative bloc. So you probably get her, and maybe you get Roberts.
Okay.
Right. You can sort of try and game it out, but we'll know soon enough, hopefully. And then of course there's lots of other stuff from them outstanding. Gun cases and cases about whether or not you're allowed to actually be homeless in America. The usual things.
I know Menchita asked him what he thinks of Alito creating his own standard and then not recusing himself.
Well, the standard, at least from the letter I read, I don't know if there's a specific part I skipped past, but the letter I read, that is generally the normal standard, right? It's whether a reasonable, objective person would view that there might be any sort of conflict. That's how we apply the appearance of impropriety standard.
Yeah, like it's your house, and you're giving a clear political signal in favor of an insurrectionist. That kind of reasonable conclusion.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree. I think he should have accused himself. The argument would be, is a reasonable person going to believe his excuses? And
No.
he concluded yes. I don't think that's true.
That's because he's not a reasonable person.
Yeah. The new updated codes does say that when possible, judges should explain why they aren't recusing themselves. Of course, this is something that the liberal justices do, and the conservatives tend not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only reason Alito did this was because technically it was the Senate had asked to sit down with Chief Justice Roberts. And so they didn't, by the way, they didn't ask for Alito's opinion. They asked for Chief Justice Roberts to come talk to them, and Alito put out a pissy press statement, basically.
Yeah.
Because he's a child.
Yeah. Yeah. He is a man. He is a man, baby.
Yeah. So that's probably the only reason why he did it. Oftentimes we can guess, right? Like there was a case before where Ketanji Brown Jackson recused herself, as did Brett Kavanaugh. And Jackson explained that she had touched the case at some previous point when it was in the DC circuit. And Kavanaugh didn't give an explanation, but we know he was also on the DC circuit at the time when this case was being heard. So people were able to just assume, yeah, maybe he was a motions judge for something at one point and he granted some, right? So we can kind of game it out. But in theory, they are supposed to just straight up tell us and like cite the statute, but no, apparently.
We definitely need more oversight over the Supreme Court. I mean, I don't know that that's going to happen in the next Congress, but it is, I think, necessary.
I think we need lots more concrete over the Supreme Court, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't used to have a Supreme Court building. They met in Congress.
No, I meant whilst they were in there.
Well, there's a lot of concrete in that dome.
Are you talking about my head?
Yes.
Fair enough.
I hope we get some level of regulation. To be fair, I also think we need like 1,000 more federal judge seats.
Yeah, exactly, to process more.
Yeah, and we need to probably expand the Supreme Court up to like 13 seats because
there's 13 appellate districts, aren't there?
Right now, there's 12. We have up to the 11th. We have 11 geographic circuits. No, 13. 11 geographic circuits, DC, and then the Court of Federal Claims, which is just a subject matter circuit. So yeah, we've got 13 circuits, but it's like the Ninth Circuit needs to be split up. It's way too big.
Yeah.
You know, what is it? It's Alaska, Hawaii, Washington, Oregon, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada are all in the same circuit.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Third Circuit is Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Again, more concrete needed. Yeah.
Yeah. Which also, by the way, yes, the Delaware goes past Delaware.
Oh, you heard that, huh?
Yes, I heard that. I was outraged.
I don't know West. I don't know Eastern Seaboard geography. It's all just like East Coast to me.
Do you know
big cities
where he went when he crossed the Delaware?
No idea. No, I was just thinking about the painting.
He went Denny's.
He went to Denny's.
He went to Denny's.
It is 24-hour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I wanted some scrambled eggs and hash browns.
Let's go.
Get the boat loaded up, boys. Let's go.
Oh, come off. I will need to get a fat munch on. Let's fucking go, lads.
Woo!
What's that?
But
Can
yeah.
we have 26,000 pancakes, please? My good sir.
To go.
Yeah, to go. Yeah.
We got to get back across the river.
Do we
and
want to
all the-
supersize? Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll supersize. Yeah.
Go. So yeah, it just makes more financial sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you supersize that, does that add more pancakes or make the pancakes bigger?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Also, Cheetah, Roberts genuinely does have no control over those under his charge. Like, he just, as a matter of fact, does not have the authority to tell most of the other justices what to do. He's basically a glorified administrator. That's the job of the Chief Justice.
They try to herd cats.
Yeah, basically.
Fine.
So, like, he can, he can assign who writes the majority opinion, and he can manage the calendar. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Final thoughts.
Donald Trump's getting reporting probation, and I want to see what his conditions are.
Nice.
If I had to put money down, that's what I'd guess.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah, that's okay. I'll take that for now.
Final thoughts
bad.
from me is it's nice to actually see a guilty verdict in a criminal case for a man who's been doing crimes, as you point out, for the last 50 years.
Oh, you're such a hater. Oh.
Yep, total hater. What about you, Kevin? What's your final thought?
I hope they use a trebuchet and fire him into the sea. But I think that counts as cruel and unusual punishment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking
you gotta be
damn
careful.
you, fucking Bill of Rights, you cunt. Anyway.
Secret Service are gonna start getting on you for that shit now, pretty soon.
I'm not American. I don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do?
You might as well be.
Well,
We have essentially just colonized the
who
UK
doesn't want a
and-
free holiday to Guantanamo? Come on now.
Yeah.
Cuba sounds
I'm-
lovely this time of year.
So I pronounced the term ACAB to my German friend, who is like, "Oh, I've seen ACAB, but I didn't know that that's how you'd say
A
that."
cob.
And you can't say that to a cop and to their face anyway in Germany, because it's actually against the law to insult a police officer. It's actually an insult. It's against the law to insult anyone. I can't yell at somebody, "Oh, you fucking asshole," because technically, that's a finable offense.
I will
Germany
say,
is
someone
very
got-
silly. Very silly.
Someone got dunked on the internet.
Right.
Shocking. After the New Yorker article about everything that's wrong with the UK criminal justice system,
Right.
I would take European legislation over American legislation, but I stand by that random dude on Twitter who was like, genuinely, there are a few countries in Europe that
Yes.
would not benefit from the Bill of Rights.
No, that, like I said, my final thought: "Fuck you, Trey Gowdy, you suck." He would have gotten a fine.
Honestly,
You know
that
what?
man needs to
Worth
have the
it.
final word every day, I think.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it. Worth
Absolutely.
it. So worth it.
Fuck
Where
Trey
ca-
Gowdy, man for Congress.
True.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you, Marcus?
What's your
They
social
cannot,
media?
I don't stream.
Well, you're on social media, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I do have a Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, which I'll.
No, don't, because Elon Musk murdered my opinion.
Yeah. You have any other social media? Are you on Blue Sky yet? Go over
I
to
am not on
Sky.
Blue Sky yet.
Well,
Do you still need an invite code?
No. I think they've just opened it up now entirely. But if you do, I've got tons of them. So.
Okay. Yeah, I can. I'll just join that. But
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you. I don't know. Do you still need? If you do need an invite, I'll look right now because I think I've got like many invites, so I can go.
Does
into that
this need to be an on-air conversation?
No, not at all.
I feel like this could be done off-air, really.
Absolutely.
do you have anything else you planned for stream, or we just?
No, I literally want to go and have a big shit and then eat. That's
Are those two activities related?
Shit first.
no
then eat, 'cause
comment.
he needs to make room.
Yeah, you need to make room, and then you clean your hands, and then make food.
Or you could multitask.
No, that's. I mean, there are some things that can be multitasked, and there are some things that are best left as very separate activities. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Christy, what have you got coming up on your channel?
Nothing. I'm writing a D&D one-shot adventure, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, they did away with the invoke the code signups, so just download the app.
All right. Thanks for
Cool.
that.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to send everyone over to Ellen from now on, who's a good bean.
Cool.
Yes. Oh, for fuck's sake! Right. I'll be back probably tomorrow. I don't know what I'm up to. Probably more British election stuff because that's just fucking dumb. It's just very stupid.
I mean, we're 5 weeks out now, right?
Yep, pretty much. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening and watching. I'll be back, like I say, tomorrow. Thank you for coming on, Marcus.
Anytime.
It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Marcus. Say goodbye, Marcus.
Goodbye, Marcus.
You did the bit. It's goodbye me. But shut up. And it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Christy. Say goodbye, Christy.